Microphone check 1 2. This is DJ Torch. And about to get this party started. Um, I don't have a whole lot of time tonight, but I do have a little bit of time tonight. Um, this is going to be probably a two-part live stream, I think. We'll see how far I can get. I got 40 clips to run through, and they're pretty long. I will tell you one thing. You put some lemonade in with some lemonade and sparkling water, it's bomb. Something simple like that. Anyway, let's get to it. This is This is Jasmine Crockett, and she's breaking it down for you. Just kind of a warm up, just until everybody gets into the live stream, and then we're going to get right into it. Here we go.
Mr. Hamilton, I don't want you to feel left out of this conversation. So I'm going to make sure I ask you some questions. Let me know if you're having problems answering them, because they really should be yes or no. Let's see. You're the executive director for the America First Legal, correct?
That's correct.
All right. And America First Legal is a member of Project 2025, which is dedicated to creating the playbook for the next conservative administration and what it calls the Project Pillars, correct?
We are proud contributors to Project 2025.
Okay.
I have to say something. I'm sorry. And he seems a little bit creepy. I don't know what's going on with him. I know it's funny because it's not a sitcom, but he gives it that sitcom feel, the way he like, oh yeah, from Product 55 or 25. And it's weird. It's weird to me.
Right. And are you familiar with Project 2025's mandate for leadership?
In fact, I am.
Okay. And in fact, you wrote some of the sections of this mandate related to the DOJ, correct?
Sure did.
And the mandate outlines policy priorities for the next conservative president. Is that correct?
It does.
You've done a great job. I just want to let you know. All right, so let's walk through some of the provisions of the mandate. It calls for eliminating the Department of Education, eliminating the Department of Commerce, deploying the military for the use of domestic law enforcement against protesters under the Insurrection Act of 1807. It also has the repealing of Schedule F status for thousands of federal employees to allow a president to replace career civil servants with unqualified partisan loyalists. That's probably my favorite of it. It also prohibits the FBI from combating the spread of misinformation and disinformation, like Russia and China, who are actively trying to interfere with American elections. I don't know why or how anybody can support.
She is good.
Project 2025. And I know that there was allegedly a joke about dictators and whether or not that's funny, but in the United States of America, dictatorships are never funny. And Project 2025 is giving the playbook for authoritarianism as well as the next dictator to come in. And I know that you are doing your jobs here by making sure that hopefully some juror turns on and finds some viral moment of you spewing more of the nonsense as it relates to the president. But as practicing lawyers or licensed attorneys, I hope that we can all agree that no one gets indicted because someone says so. There takes a grand jury, and the grand jury is comprised of American citizens that sit down and review evidence, and they make the determination. And when and if Trump is convicted, it will be a jury of his peers, and it won't be the president of the United States.
Fan base is pioneering.
Yeah, she went at it. She went at it. Let's dive in. As you know, yesterday we went over Young Thug. Henry Mars in the house. Henry Mars, it's good seeing you. There's a lot of mixed feelings. There's a lot of mixed feelings about the situation. Did he get a deal or not? was it deal or no deal? So let's go over it right now, real quick.
I've been seeing so many clickbaity things about the Young Thug thing. Young Thug is not going to jail. He's guilty, but he's not going to jail. Let me explain. It's simpler than it seems. Young Thug had a
He's
problem.
not going to jail yet. The thing is this is technically he's not going to jail, but he's definitely under the judicial control. So let's see what this young man here is going to break it down for you.
The prosecutors going against him were losing, but they were going against him for so long, it would be embarrassing to walk out with nothing. This was the longest trial.
No. If the prosecutors were losing to the point where they were going to lose, Young Thug would not have. He's the one who wanted the plea deal. He's the one who wanted to do the plea deal. But let's listen how these, I guess you call it, violent men apologists are going to say. Let's see what he's going to say. Here we go.
In Georgia's history. And bro, right here, Young Thug's attorney was embarrassing them. The prosecutors just got petty and just kept doing things to stall for time to keep Young Thug in jail. It got to a point where
No. Sorry, that as cases can go for years. Young Thug's case just started a little while ago. This is what I hate is when people are really cheering for violent men. Whether you like it or not, he did violent things, bro. Let's keep it going.
Thug's attorney's just losing it, saying, what is going on? Like literally yelling in court, arguing.
All right, we have Indiana Mom and Phoenix Soul and Henry Mars in the house. Here we go.
With the judge. No, listen, this trial was so bad, there was literal screaming matches in the courtroom. He said, we can't let this trial go on. But the judge was clearly on the side of the prosecutors. It was obvious, but nobody could just come out and say it.
That's not even the judge. That wasn't even the judge who was presiding over it. So as a woman who of a different shade. So this is misleading right here.
He finally gets caught. And if you want to hear more details about how he got caught and all that, I have a YouTube video about it. But anyway, he gets kicked out of the trial. A new judge comes in and she saves the day by just being a judge. Now, listen closely. Judges are supposed to be impartial, no sides taken. Usually prosecutors think the judge is on their side. You know, we're trying to follow the law and all that. So the prosecutors go, the judge goes, prosecutor goes, the judge goes, y'all have any evidence? They said no, but
okay. So let me stop it right there, and then we're going to move forward after I explain something. Dude is on parole or probation for like 15 years. It's a long time. And I went around the YouTube streets, and even in pro Young Thug channels, we all agreed that he would literally have to change his whole DNA to adhere to the stipulations of that 15-year time, whether it was a probation or a parole, whatever you want to call it. I think it was a probation because let's just call it whatever it is, right? He would have to literally, the first thing he had to do is stop being a criminal. Even when criminals are given a huge break, that is almost impossible for them to do. That's why there's like a 70% return rate. There's some fancy name for it, recidive rate or something like that, return rate to prison, because basically the guys, they just, when they were in prison, they didn't rebuild themselves to be normal people. So I want to give a shout out to also MTGV Crime Podcast. She does amazing crime podcast. You got to check her out. Excellent. Phoenix Soul is in the house. Phoenix Soul, thank you so much for making sure my mic was on point. In fact, let me make sure it is on point. Let me make sure I got it in there. It is in there. Good. Okay. So let me make sure I get, everybody acknowledged out here. All right. So that's basically what's going on. It's going to be very interesting to me, because you know how hard it is for somebody to change. It is almost impossible for some, and Young Thug, he ain't really that young. if you know what I mean. So he would really have to go to therapy every day if he really wants to, stay out. What's going to happen is we'll start going to see in the news where first it's going to be the technicalities, and then it's going to be actual, lower level violations. Then later on, he's just going to get caught. And actually, it's not such a bad play for the prosecution because they're literally using his nature against him. That's what they're doing. So, pretty good luck, But we're gonna go. We're gonna go move forward. I'm gonna tell you why there are so many violent. There are so many people who support violent men. Here we go.
Ms. Porter is actually present. She does not wish to address the court.
Okay, so this man right here, basically he's in court for domestic violence. He's accused of it. And for some reason, he just needs to get something out without representation. Now, the judge tells him you should get representation, but he wants to say something anyway. This is what goes down.
This occurred early this morning on April the 1st.
She's hard to hear, but we'll do our best.
She had actually removed herself from the home they were living together this past weekend. He actually didn't know where she moved to and actually found out she went to actually return him some money that she owed him. He got irritated and angry over the furniture that she had took from the home. And then it turned into a heated confrontation. He forced her to drive to the other location, took her out of the car, tried to break her neck, wrapped around her neck. She has stab marks to her face, to her feet. She has a broken ankle. She has bite marks. He also grabbed her hair and told her that she thought that she was too pretty and attempted to burn her with the stove. While the 5-year-old daughter was present, all at the same time in the backseat. It was also stated that he told her that he would drive the car over the bridge and that they will all die tonight, as well as she did.
If you missed that, what she just said is that he said, this man right here, that he would drive the car over the bridge and that they would all die tonight. That means him, a child, and his ex.
To me, that she felt last night that her life was really in danger and that she felt like she really was going to die in front of her daughter.
And the daughter is the basis for the charge unlawful neglect?
Yes, sir.
Okay. They were living together at the time? That's how it's criminal domestic violence?
Well, they had the child in common.
Okay.
But they were living together. She moved out this past weekend to get away from previous criminal domestic violence situations that they had, so that she could, just get away from the situation and avoid any more further criminal domestic violence.
I understand. Okay. Thank you, ma'am.
You're welcome.
Use your words wisely if you do want to say anything, because anything can be used against you. And I'm saying that only for your protection, okay?
Okay, so basically what's happening right now, for some reason, even though they're telling him to choose his words wisely because, he doesn't have an attorney there. And he could have a court-assigned attorney, but he didn't get one. But, and this is the funny part, when somebody goes, wow, they really, treated a black man bad in court and blah, 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 blah. Just remember, a lot of men do this, and then they get mad later when the words come out and they're used against them.
Clearly, I'm here to listen to whatever you want to tell me, but just know that in advance, since you're not represented, that this is something that, is there anything that you want to tell me in reference to these 3 charges?
Good evening. From the last shall be first.
First, when she did bring my clothes back and my money back, she said she was going to take me over her house. So how the whole thing started, man. And I said, well, go ahead and get out and open the door and get Cam.
Now, I'm telling you right now, all this guy right here wants to hear is whether he violated a law. A law. It doesn't have to be the whole thing because he'll know. But for some reason, I don't know why, he just this man here was compelled to tell the judge something without an attorney. And obviously he didn't go, that's about as, what word should I use? That's about as counterproductive as something can be. Let's keep it going. Here we go.
About to get my baby, I smell up a weed smoke. So I'm like, damn, but you still smoking weed on my baby, but why tell you about that? That's how the whole thing with this started. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I did this, I did that. Yes, I did put my hands on her. I did that.
Okay, they're done. He said, I did put my hands on her. Yeah, I did that. They're done. They could go home for the day, you know? Yeah. Felix says he already sounds like he should have remained silent.
Kidnapping and tell her, say, well, get here and do. No, that's a lie. See, she know I done been locked up for kidnapping before. And I said, boy, you know what? But
and then he says she knows I have already been locked up for kidnapping before. So he's trying to say that she was setting him up. Isn't it always that somebody's setting somebody up? I don't get what it is, but here you go, folks. It's always somebody setting somebody up instead of, maybe it's yourself setting. Self-snitching is probably the biggest tool law enforcement and the court system uses.
Charge, they carry 30 years, well, this and that, boy. Only thing a person got to do is just say, oh, well, you move them against their will or this and that, you know what I'm saying? She said, that's all and this and that. And so that I know that's what, dog, I put down everything I love, man. I ain't tell that girl to move here or move there or none of that. None of that. That's where it happened from 109 all the way back to 710. She could have got stayed. She still, my daughter still was in the car.
Exactly, Indiana mom. They think they're smarter than the lawyers and the judge. They do. They think they're the smartest ones in the room. And I've seen it. I've seen it in real life. They think they're the smartest ones in the room. They think they got the judges fooled. They think they got the lawyers fooled. And then they get mad when they get really mad when they find out that's not the case.
They didn't call my daughter. Well, I went in the house. She still was there. She could have pulled off. She wanted. She had the keys. Come on, man.
Okay, you just already admitted to assault. So, they might do a plea deal with them and say, okay, well, I tell you what, we'll drop the kidnapping part, but we're going to hit you on assault and put you in for, let's say, I don't know, maybe 5 to 10 years. 5 to 10 years. That's what's going to happen. That's what's going to happen. So let me keep moving because I got so many clips. Here's the intro, ladies and gentlemen. Here we go.
And the pot calls the kettle black, calls the kettle burnt, calls her mad. Kettle reminds the pot that we both been burned on the same stove, that the parts of our bodies that are layered in soot were scorched by the same hands. Kettle tells pot that she still boils water, holds the hot breath of a white man's tongue, endures the slow simmer of a white woman's allyship, and still, we make something beautiful. Pot calls the kettle wicked, and kettle says no, but says she's so magical she burned the hand of the last man who tried to pour himself a piece of her. Says she's so black she is everything, so black she is the beginning. She is the first thing someone finds home in when they wake up in the morning. Says ain't that what it means to be black? To have the world go up in flames around you and still be sanctuary for someone, saving men who lost themselves the night before, saving men who curse our names but forget his mama is made of steel too. And now the pot has no words but calls the kettle bitter, but loves the glass pan, the fine china, loves all the exotic shit white men put behind glass casings, loves how fragile things not made of steel can be. But this isn't about the pot or the pan. This is about the kettle, the black woman, how she pours herself across the earth, but no one bats an eye when the water disappears. We give ourselves to men who never love us, but they say we are difficult, too hard to break. How we, the kettle, praise this pot, this man for all the water he holds. How we are the only ones who do not call him monster when the water boils over, because we know this heat, this white flame, hot enough to make any of us explode. We are the first ones to make noise when the world goes up in flames. But they say the earth was saved by the man who heard her scream. Pot calls the kettle black, and kettle says yes, but says you best remember you black too. The next time they bring a fire to your neck, they burn black bodies on the stake and the stove. Pot calls the kettle black, and kettle says bitch I might be, says nuck if you buck, then says wipe me down. Kettle says yes my nigga, I be black, I be mad, and I boiled the last man down to his bones when he tried to test me. Pot calls the kettle black, and kettle says hell yes. But don't say my name as if you ain't ever been burnt too.
Hi, it's Helena. Welcome to my channel, or welcome back to my channel. Let me tell you
This is her channel name is Helena Pascal.
about the time when I found out that my boyfriend was DL.
Let me.
Hi, it's Helena. Welcome to my channel, or welcome back to my channel. Let me tell you about the time when I found out that my boyfriend was DL, or on the down low. I don't know what they call it now, but he was
All right, in the house while seeking knowledge. Oh yes.
having sex with men and me not knowing it. And we're in a full-blown relationship, have been together for over a year before I even found out. So I want to share with you the signs that I did not pay attention to in order to help somebody else. This is a story that have actually been, I shared maybe a little bit in a video, small dose, but even when I was sharing it, I was still so embarrassed about it because I feel like I should have known, but I didn't. And so I'm gonna share with you some things that I noticed so to help somebody else. And if you've ever experienced this, drop it in the comments, because I'm sure there's other things that, you know, can still be overlooked. Drop it in the comments, and then I'm gonna share with you the story about how I found out. Now, this man was a well-kept man. I mean, clean cut, kept his hair cut, kept, you know, tailored suits, look good, smell good, you know, that tall, dark, handsome. And he was an orthopedic surgeon. He had a lot of time and money. He would work from his surgeries mainly 7 a.m. to 3 p.m. Tuesday through Thursday. I still remember this because I'm like, he had all this time and I didn't catch these signs. I met his mom. His parents were together. I met his parents, but I got close to his mom and his sisters because they were sorority sisters too. They were AKAs, so we had a lot in common. And he was a single father. His oldest was off in college, and then he had a son that was still in high school. But we were talking about marriage. We were talking about even considering having another child. But I was like, I'm still gonna get the birth control right here until I'm married, because I'm not going to have this happen again. My daughter's like I said, around 4 or 5 years old around this time. So I was still young, but not that young. So when I look back at it, I'm like, I should have noticed. But one of the things was he was homophobic. He was very homophobic. Like,
oh man, she comes out straight out the gate with it. Yes, down low men are the most homophobic men on earth. I know it sounds weird. It sounds like a hyperbole. And I know it sounds hypocritical, but they are. They're the most homophobic men on earth.
Would even share the stories. Like, I think the whole Bishop Long situation was coming out, and I used to go to New Birth Missionary Church in Lithonia, Georgia, and all the allegations were coming out that he was messing around with young men. And so he would just go on like, how did you not know that he was deceptive? And because in the beginning we were very clear that we both wanted a monogamous relationship, that we were both straight and all of that. So it was very clear what our preference was, what we wanted to do in our lifestyle, for our lifestyle. So he was like, he was so deceptive, and how could you not know that he wore these tight muscle shirts and all that? He would just go in on Bishop Long, and I was one of those faithful people that I just never believed it until they Daniel until he passed away.
Yeah,
So
what I find it is a mix of projection. It's a mix of projection. It's a mix of jealousy. Okay, because remember now, it's just the weirdest thing. Let me keep going. Here we go.
but he would just be so angry about it. So I'm like, when I look back, I'm like, most guys don't really care what you choose as long as it ain't affecting them. It ain't directly affecting them. They don't care. But him be so homophobic about it, like it really directly impacted his life. That was a problem. Second, he was very hypersexual. He wanted to have sex all the time, anywhere. Now, I know it's
The signs. Listen to her. She's breaking it down. Phoenix Soul says it's projection. They hate what they see in themselves. Simple but complicated. Bars.
great to have an active sex life. You're in, a serious committed relationship. Preferably, of course, you're married, but I've never been married, so I can't talk on that. So you're gonna have to judge me. But everywhere, bathroom, fitting room, movies, car, beach, swimming pool. I mean, everywhere. And I was like, dang, he was insatiable. It's like, it was never enough, but I just thought he was just so attracted to me. Like, okay, but when I look back at it, like, it was
Just
just
remember what the red pill practice is.
always so much, almost too much, if that makes sense. But he was very hypersexual, and everything was about sex. Everything made him think about sex. Which brings me to anal sex was another issue. I'm not into that, but he would always try to push it. I know every week, at least once a week, he was gonna ask me, and I tried it a couple times, and I was like, "Ugh, this just ain't me. I can't do it. It's ugh." But he was like, "Come on, just let me try one more time. Just let me try one more time. It's not gonna hurt. It's not gonna hurt. You're gonna like it."
Dang. Why Sick and Knowledge breaks it down perfectly. These ex-wives love themselves and are so sex loyal that it converts into affection.
You don't like it, but he was always pushing for it. And when a man realizes his partner isn't into that, and he's still pushing for it, now I see that's a sign. Not to
That's
say
creepy.
that somebody's DL just because they prefer that or want to try that or want to do that. But when I'm saying that's not what I want to do, you can do anything, everything, but that's not something that I prefer or want to do. And you still pushing for it, it could be a sign. Okay. He was always falling out with his fraternity brothers. He was a Kappa. Maybe that was a sign. Maybe it was, I don't know. I love my Kappas.
Is Kappa blue and white? I think they're blue and white, right?
I love y'all, but we do have to know that some of you are married to men. There are some Kappas that married their own fraternity brothers. So,
damn.
But it wasn't the fact of that. It was the fact that he would be gossiping, talking about his fraternity brothers. And I know, when you're Greek, you're going to talk about, I talk about some things that's going on with my sorority sisters and stuff like that with him. But he would always gossip about them, talk about them, and then be back in their face. So it was like that fake kind of, it was like, like a feminine, like it's like a feminine trait to do that. But he would always do it. But it was like he was more like my friend than we would talk about it. But then when I look back at him, like, most men don't really gossiping and talking bad about their friends that they hanging out with, like in a way that a woman does, But I couldn't tell. He was, like I said, he was a very masculine man. But for me, I just felt like he let down his guards. He was just a little more vulnerable with me. So these are signs that I just didn't pay attention to. He wanted to lock me down right away. So I know by our third date, we were in a full-blown relationship. By our third date, he was like, this is what I want. I want to be with you. We both, had the same values and same goals.
Yeah, that's a little bit off. That's quite off. That's not a little bit off. That's quite off. What he's trying to do is just basically, lasso down his property. That's what he's thinking.
Accomplish out of life, And so, yeah, we were in a full-blown relationship, and it was, to me, to kind of cover up what he was already into, because he was with a woman that nobody would think he's with me. Why would he be messing around? And I was younger and even, to me, more attractive then because I was younger. And So why would somebody think that he was into men if he's with me? So it was like a cover up. They call it a beard, just a cover up. And so those were the main things that I noticed. Yeah, homophobic, hypersexual. I would catch him watching Love and Hip Hop by himself, and Real Housewives and stuff by himself. So it was one thing when he would just watch it with me, and I know some husbands and boyfriends, whatever, will watch it with their girlfriends or whatever, because it can be contagious. Like you're like, I gotta see this, and then some people say, well, why does it matter? Well, because of diseases. I am very clear about what I want, but the reason why it scared me when I found out, and I got every single test known to man when I found out, because black men are some of the highest carriers of HPV. And of course, I was worried about HIV. And of course, with us being very sexual, we're not using protection every single time. So I was very afraid. And so this is a very serious issue. So what happened was I was having I used to do a lot of big parties for my daughter.
Is your Mouton in the house?
In my neighborhood. And so I was hosting a big Halloween party, and he was like, so what do you want to do after it? And I was like, anything that does not involve kids, something with adults, for adults, like a costume party. I was like, I'm gonna keep my costume on. I was mummy during that time. So my friends, y'all already know who I'm talking about. I tell you this story, so don't blast him. I've tried to be very respectful to his privacy.
Let me pause it right there. I think we got the idea. She gave us a good map to work with. Okay, so let's go into the first situation.
Something about a Diddy party right now, but I don't know the rules of the game if I'm allowed to say it.
Say it. You'll be okay.
One of my boys, a social media influencer, this was early, back in like 2018.
What's one of your boys?
I'm not going to expose him because he said some viable shit, but he was at a Diddy party and they invited him to Diddy's room. He walks in, Trey Songz was sitting on Diddy's lap making out with him, and they asked him if he wanted to join.
What the
Oh man. I mean, and let's look at Trey Songz's signs. He has a history of abuse. And he's hypersexual. There you go.
That gotta be ain't no way. Ain't no
They're
way.
all gay. They're all undercover gays. I promise you that. I promise you that.
Friends with Trey Songz for years, and he never did anything to me either. And then one day he did, and he put his hands on me, and I never talked about it. This is the first time I've ever talked about this publicly. I really don't give a fuck anymore. He put his hands on me, scared the fuck
in the house
out of me, and I never said anything. I never went to the police. I never answered the lawyers' calls when they was calling. I never tried to get some money out of it, because at the time it was girls settling for $100,000, $200,000.
Weird thing, and you will see this pattern over and over again. It's literally the women that are in the frame feminine, friendly, and submissive that take all the lumps from these dudes. It's the strangest thing. I'll keep playing. Let me keep it on. Here we go.
And I never did it. In 2020, I had, when that girl came out saying that he raped her, I had her lawyer reach out to me and was like, we're getting this stuff together and we want you to be a part of it. And I was like, I can't be a part of it. But now kind of where I am in my life is I'm tired of letting abusers get away with so much shit. It's old as
When did that happen?
2018.
Let me pause it right now for a minute. I need to break this down. This is really kind of an informational thing especially for those who are in the exotical realm. There is the exotical realm is supposed to be, or is, depending on who you talk to, is a realm for women who are seen to men as more beautiful than other women. Let's put it that way. At least that's theoretically. I may be wrong, but what's not wrong is that there are problems with being a beautiful woman that is not told. And what that is, because I have family members who fit into that. I have kin who fits in that. I have friends who fit in this. The problem is when you are very attractive, you will attract more shallow men than somebody who maybe isn't very attractive. And you will have to do all the, what would you call it, selection yourself or weeding yourself, because they just want you because you look good. And a lot of women get tied up into it thinking that these men actually love you. But what it is they just want to possess your beauty. They just want to possess, something they don't have, something they don't look like. And that can be very dangerous if you are a gorgeous woman, a beautiful woman. It can work against you. Believe it or not, there is not a lot of people are, there's a myth out there that beautiful women have it better than women that are average, or even, let's say, people say below average. And that's not true. Because the average and under average women will always be approached in most times, unless it was just some user, they will be approached more authentically than that of women that men just want to own. I just wanted to throw that in there in the mix. Let me keep it going. Here we go.
2018. I never talked about it. And I remember I was like, not ever going to talk about it because I was still trying to do music.
Yeah.
And I was just like, I don't want this to affect my career.
Yeah, which a lot of women have to deal with, and like even when we've seen the documentary, it's just like I don't want speaking out about this to affect my career negatively, which is very unfair, and that's what they use as a scare tactic.
I mean, I had TMZ like calling my manager because and trying to talk to me and trying to have conversations with me, and I was like, no, I will not. I will not.
How did people find out about? How did anyone
I don't really know
I'm
how
not
they found
sure why she's caping for somebody who beat, who put hands on her. But it seems to be, that's why I know for a fact that the 40 or 43% keeps going up really, DV rate amongst Black women is a low number, because there's so many women that have caped or just moved on and did not notify anyone. So a lot of men, they complain about women, trapping them or saying that they did something that they didn't. But for every one woman that might have done that might have trapped you when you didn't do anything to her, there's like 5 who didn't say anything, and they had hands and they were in the hands and feet club every day. So if somebody comes up with that argument, I'm telling you what the rebuttal is. Jizzy is in the house. Good seeing you, Jizzy. Jizzy says dudes use to get them pregnant because they was light-skinned, all in the hood. Dudes got them pregnant fast. Yeah, you nailed it. You nailed it. They wanted that ownership. If they had a baby by that kid, they felt like they owned that woman for the remainder of her life. And a lot of crimes are committed because that woman moved on, kid in tow, finds herself a man who cares about her, or maybe not. But and the guy literally gets so upset at her because he feels he still owns her just because she had his kid. That's just how they think. Here we go.
Out exactly, but I was with a group of friends when it happened. They didn't see it happen, but I had went and got in the car with them after, and I was like, I had like marks on my neck and scratches on my neck. All my nails were broken, my hands were bleeding, my knees were scraped up and shit. So they had seen everything, and obviously I told the girls what just happened in that moment, and I just chose to never say anything. But the next day after it happened, he tried to text me and gaslight me and was like, oh, I don't know what you think happened. Like you were drunk and you hit me. I literally have the screenshots of the text right here because I was just thinking about it before we sat down, which is why I'm even talking about it. And I have the text and I was like, you are not going to like trick me and play with my mind. I know what you did to me and you're not going to convince me otherwise. Keep in mind, this is at the point.
Let me pause it right here for 1 second. Phoenix Soul breaks it down from Brina West. Brina West breaks it down. Phoenix Soul, we are not close like we used to be, but I know her. She's a heavy denier. She won't believe me. Oh, okay. You're talking about somebody who you know who is like this woman on the screen. She won't believe me. Not my place anymore. I'm too old to get in the middle. Yep. I would say a percentage of women that get abused by men are heavy deniers. Well said.
After I did Bad Girls Club, I knew my word had no weight because I'm on a TV show fighting. I'm looking like a violent person. So it's like that also gives people a way to twist it and say, oh, she's always getting into shit. She's crazy. Everybody knows she crazy. And that, takes away your experience when you have this bad rep for being like a crazy bitch, basically. So
yeah,
So while everything else has our attention, Trey Songz has quietly settled that $25 million lawsuit from last year.
Oh man, I didn't even know about that. So he's had settled a $25 million lawsuit. And you know something? Sounds very strangely close to what Diddy did. And you know what's interesting? He's in the Diddy Club too. He's in the Diddler Club. He's in that club.
The woman that filed under the name of Jane Doe, and she accused Trey Songz of sodomizing her at a party in 2016.
Where was the party? I know where the party was, but let's find out.
This is just one of the many allegations that Trey Songz has been slapped upside the head with since 2012. This incident took place in 2016. In 2012, he was accused of smacking a woman in the face with a wad of cash at the strip club and giving her a black eye. That 2012 case was settled out of court. In 2016, again, he pleaded guilty for 2 misdemeanor charges for assaulting a Detroit police sergeant and throwing a microphone that injured a cameraman. This was after his concert in Detroit.
Wow, he sounds mild-mannered, huh?
The video about that in my playlist. The cameraman actually did go on to sue him as well. That case is still open. In 2021, he was arrested at a Chiefs game for assaulting an officer again. Somehow, some way, he got out of that. I don't know how he got out of that because it was caught on camera, but they did not charge him due to insufficient evidence. That same year, though, 2021, he was sued again for punching a bartender at a Cardi B concert. That case is also still open. Then, not to mention, in 2017, that's when Keke Palmer accused him of sexual intimidation. In 2018, he was accused of sexual assault twice by 2 different women. One of the women went on to receive a $10 million settlement. She has now since refiled and is asking for $20 million for damages. He was also accused of sexual assault twice in Las Vegas. One of those alleged victims being Dylan Gonzalez, a WNBA player who took to Twitter and it seemed like she just word vomited it out. Trey Songz is a rapist. I just had to get that off my chest. That was a few years ago, 2022. The allegations against this man is so crazy. I don't even have time to fit them all in one video. But just last year, October, Trey Songz was accused of sexual assault again at a bowling alley. One of the workers accused Trey Songz of sexually assaulting her in a bathroom of the establishment. She did report the incident to the authorities, and that case is still ongoing as well. Everything about all of this is just all so crazy. I can't believe this man is still walking free today.
I can't either. So I believe that we've gone over Trey Songz. Same thing at the Diddy party. To me, let's not call it sexual confusion. Let's just call it sexually confused. That's the way to call it. Sexually confused. And being down low, because obviously he didn't admit it, and probably is homophobic himself. But you see where I'm going with this. You see where I'm going with this. It's birds of a feather flock together. The saying, You know, they run in packs. Same thing. Now let's go with John. Let's see what's going on with the John.
Jonathan Majors.
He's like a psychopath to me. He's dangerous. He's violent. And that's a prime example of self-sabotage.
Right.
Why would you get this much success at the height of your career, all these blessings, and then self-sabotage and destroy it like that?
Exactly. What she's saying is that basically he had everything going for himself, and all he had to do was hold his temper, and he couldn't even do that.
Disorder.
Yes, it's a disorder.
Disorder, because they have, a lot of them are obsessive too with destroying their partners to the point they're willing to get themselves in trouble. They look at it as a competition. I got to beat you before you beat me.
Right. They're willing to go so far to attack somebody that they will literally risk, you know, losing everything they have just to win.
He's not even thinking about long-term. They never think about long-term or the consequences. They just think about right now. Right. I got to beat you right now.
Right.
And because of that thinking, his career is down the toilet.
And
so that's an example of how they self-sabotage.
Yeah.
He's totally a narc. And the stories I've heard, like even going back to his college days, there's people from college that said he was horrible back then. So patterns don't lie. Patterns don't lie.
It's going to take a lot of work for him to get out of that, right? If any.
He's never getting out of that. He was wrong for going to do that Good Morning America interview right after the trial ended. What are you doing? Keep your mouth shut.
Just disappear for a while. Yeah.
And then Megan being his Coretta, like don't use Martin Luther King or his wife, and like he was acting. He was still. It was about him. It's about him.
Oh yeah.
And it's still trying to do damage control. You're creating more damage. So that's what I mean by self-sabotaging behavior. They don't see it until it hits them. And down the line, they're like, oh shit, I fucked up.
Exactly. Exactly, folks. Let's keep this going. Okay.
Initially, it was more for as a child and youth advocate.
Cynthia G's in the house. Here we go.
So working with families, particularly, I say children because
and Onyx.
That was my focus, but you can't work with children if you're not working with the mothers. And I say mothers because that's typically the person who's been abused. So although we know obviously anyone can be abused, primarily it's the woman, and in the capacity in which I was working in, it was always the woman. So I worked with children and family who were fleeing domestic violence, and that's usually in transitional housing or in a emergency shelter, or sometimes I would go into meetings where Child Protective Services have been involved, and they've asked a domestic violence professional to come in and speak, or make decisions and help them make decisions in a particular case, or coming to court with someone who's trying to get a protective order or another court order. So majority of my experience is with direct service with victims, and that's specifically with children and women, but with a primary focus on working with families who have children. So obviously there's single women who come into these situations, or coming into like shelters and needing protection orders, but those are not the ones that I work with.
Wait. I guess we got a Sinji hater in the house. What's up, Muck Muck? Whatever that is, the general. I mean, the name itself, your name itself is already a diss. I don't have to say anything. But welcome. Feel free to, base an opinion in here, but there's no name calling. Here we go.
I worked with ones who have children. So that's where I come in at. And I started working in DV after having a personal experience myself and just feeling like that was the next best thing for me in my future, kind of wanting to help out in that area because it is such a sensitive one, and there are so many different dynamics, and so many stigmas as well. So it was just the next chapter of my book was like, okay, I needed to, how can I help in this area? So that's kind of where, and I am still in, although I do other things, I still work in the DV sector now. I have a nonprofit of my own, and I still like, it's something that you kind of just don't leave when you work in it, because it's just, you see it in a lot of different areas in your personal and professional life, and then you just tend to help where you can. So that's kind of why I'm here, because Cynthia's talking about it and it's DV awareness. And so here I am, long-winded and all. I'll leave it to you now, Cynthia.
Okay, thank you so much. And you guys, I'm going to be on camera. I'm trying to, y'all know I don't use StreamYard a lot. So I'm trying to navigate StreamYard. Please bear with me. But thank you so much, Onyx, for being here and also for introducing your credentials. I wanted it to be known that there is a professional here at this point. In the past, had I known that we were having a professional discussion, I would have approached it with a professional. But now that we do have a professional here, we will talk about this discussion because it's a much needed discussion. Domestic violence has been normalized in the Black community. It happens very differently than non-Black women. So I want to first point that out because in my research, I've learned a number of different things about domestic violence. Number one, you cannot find out how domestic violence plays out in the Black community by simply searching domestic violence statistics. Like everything, Black women experience domestic violence differently than white women do and Hispanic women. This is one of the greatest things that I learned is that domestic violence is not the same for Black women and non-Black women. There are elements that simply do not apply to Black women. The financial abuse aspect, we're going to go over some data and we're going to see how everything varies. The reasons they're in the relationship, it varies. The reason why they leave or stay, it's different. The reason why they return is different. Even on the interpersonal level, domestic violence is a community issue. The community dynamic in the Black community is what drives domestic violence on an interpersonal level. So these are not two isolated incidents. You're not going to have a situation of domestic violence and it not be directly tied to how the Black community functions as a community. And I've said this many times. Anybody who's familiar with my content, then you know that I've said the Black community functions as a domestic violence relationship. This has led me to not only research this, but talk about my own experiences with it. I have not been in a domestic violence cycle, but I have experienced domestic violence. So you have domestic violence as a cycle that many victims get caught up in. And then you have domestic violence incidents that do not become a cycle. I've had domestic violence incidents, more than one of them. I have experienced SA. I've been a victim multiple times of verbal abuse, which is also domestic violence. So while I'm talking about this discussion, I will briefly reference my experiences with it. The reason I say briefly is because some things are still unhealed. Certain things still trigger me. And because those areas are unhealed still, I'm not actually able to mentally come up here and talk extensively about them. So
I hear that.
This isn't just a sensitive topic for you guys, it's also a sensitive topic for me. Because like I said, I have had domestic violence incidents. Have I been in a cycle? No, I have not.
I'm going to pause it right there.
I have experienced it. So.
Okay, I'm going to pause it right there and we're going to move forward. But I just wanted her to speak for a minute on and make a testimony on domestic, on the DV. And we're going to break it down one more time here.
Black women make up 7% of Minnesota's population, but are 40% of domestic violence victims.
That's part of the findings in a new report from the Missing and Murdered African American Women Task Force. WCCO's Red Chapman explains how they plan to reduce and prevent violence against Black women and girls.
For the past year, they've looked at the systemic causes
is allow these men to come out. That's one.
Of violence against African American women and girls. Now this task force must recommend where to go from here.
We are sharing our truth, but the state and our local institutions aren't listening.
The numbers are alarming. Over 60,000 Black women and girls are missing in the U.S., and Black women are more than twice as likely than their peers to be victims of homicide. This group wants to create and fund specific spaces and resources.
One of the reasons I want to play this local news station is because, of course, there are naysayers who will want you to believe that this does not exist in our community. And this is an important dynamic that nobody in the dating genre or in red pill or whatever pink pill or whatever pill they're taking these days, genre even go over. And it's cold and mean to ignore it because men want to always say, well, I tried to talk to her, but she seemed apprehensive. That's the word you're looking for. They might say, oh, she was stuck up or whatever. No, she's apprehensive because she doesn't want to join the hands and feet club. And for some reason, men just don't get it. You have to think that more than likely, if you see someone you would want to approach, understand that they've probably been through some shit. And no, it has nothing to do with you, but at the same time, they have built a defense because of that. So they can move on.
Sources to serve these women who have for generations experienced disproportionate violence.
Our culture and society tells us, here's the hotline, here's the shelter number, here's the agency.
All right. This is what a domestic violence sentence sounds like. Here we go.
Let me ask you this because...
Let me pause it because I want everybody to hear this. This is coming from a judge. He's speaking with a defendant that he can't seem to get to stay out of jail. Here we go.
Just trying to have this conversation with you. You state that going to jail on these particular charges of domestic violence doesn't help you. What would help you? For instance, what would help you after given a second chance by this court last year, reducing your domestic violence to a misdemeanor? And I looked at the fact that I didn't even impose probation. I believe you were able, at that point, I'm just going to keep it real. You were able to talk me out of even imposing probation because I looked at this as a one-time event. You lived a little far. Getting back to East Cleveland would be a burden, but obviously based on these other charges, you can get back to East Cleveland whenever you want. But I gave you no probation. We amended the charge. Then you get this new charge in December. I give you a personal bond at some point. You get 2 more charges. So tell me, what would help you stop getting these charges? You're saying that going to jail doesn't help you. What would help you?
I need to go. I'm an alcoholic, and the whole thing is because...
If you can't hear the guy in the back, he's saying, let me play it. Let me go back here because this is important you hear this part. The defendant is telling his excuse. He's making his claim.
More charges. So tell me, what would help you stop getting these charges? You're saying that going to jail doesn't help you. What would help you?
I need to go. I'm an alcoholic, and the whole thing is because of drugs. When we are sober, everything works like a well-oiled machine. Everything. That's how we made it 13 years. That's why my children are not messed up. This has just happened in 2 months.
You don't think that these occurrences are now messing up your children and seeing these domestic violences go on?
I want to go to drug rehab. I want to go get alcohol anonymous or whatever I have to do to get my life back.
Now remember, he just said I want to go to rehab. I want to go to whatever anonymous. He could have done that already. The judge. The thing is that what bothers me is that a lot of people, they get a blessing. They get lower charges. The man doesn't, throw throw the gavel down on him hard. This man, the judge just admitted that he gave this guy a huge break, and he still abused it. And abusing it is not getting yourself fixed after you're given a gift. And that was a gift. Quite honestly, he could have sent him up for 2 or 3 years.
Me going to jail, but I've already lost everything. Everything I worked hard for, I lost.
Notice how the guy is saying I and has nothing to do with the remainder of his family.
I'm supposed to be wearing a uniform like them. I can't even do that no more at all. And she knew that. She knew that. She knew that my passion in on this planet was to be a police officer.
And now he's blaming the woman he victimized.
Then become a congressman, then become a governor, or however that works. That's what I wanted to do. That's what I wanted to do.
I mean, and I basically, for me, things happen, and whether you believe it or not, I don't know. I think my team can speak for me in this regard. Situations happen, and they are simply the situation. You're right. 2 months, 3 months, a year. To me, I don't even know you that well, but it doesn't define who you are. But at the same time, these things occur. For instance, anybody, I don't know, Detective Stanford can come in here today. He's been on the force for a couple of years, but he could decide, today he's mad at his chief or his boss going there with a gun and shoot everything up. His defense wouldn't be for 13, 30 years or whatever the case may be. I didn't do anything wrong, because on that particular date, he did something wrong. And yeah, he threw his entire career away. And that happens. Maybe something snaps. Maybe he was provoked. Maybe it was the alcohol. Maybe it was the drugs. Maybe it was the relationship. So I am not judging your life on what occurred. All I'm doing is looking at what occurred and the history that you and I have. The history that I allowed you to convince me that, yes, Mr. Trotman, this is a unique situation. This young man won't do this again. And I gave you the first step, which is a chance. But I did that twice, because I allowed the amendment to occur, didn't put you on probation. Then you kind of slapped me in the face by getting new charges. And I sat here and said, you know what? I'm going to give him a personal bond, because, again, I trust him. This is not going to happen. But since that time, 2 more charges, attempts to get weapons. So that's what I'm dealing with. But you shouldn't. You shouldn't have been there. You shouldn't have been there. But you shouldn't even been around her based on our agreement.
This is the first time, not the recent time.
Well, you should be talking about 3 cases ago last year.
The first one where they said I choked her, I didn't even choke her. I never even touched her. The second time they said that I punched her in the eye. I did punch her in the eye. I pushed her off of me because she was hanging onto my chest right here with her mouth.
Okay, so that's 2. Then what about the 3rd and 4th one?
The 3rd one, I went over there because she asked me to come over.
Even though I told you not to, go ahead. All right.
You did, I did, and I'm wrong. I am wrong for that.
Okay.
I did.
That's what he's looking for. See, what I've learned is that when defendants look at things differently than what judges do, judges are while you are talking to a judge and trying to defend yourself, they're literally saying, okay, this is law number XYZ, okay, this is law, docket number XYZ or whatever they call it. Basically, they're looking at the charge. They're making a list of charges. This guy is racking up charges, thinking he's defending himself.
I went over there because she asked me to go over there to help her co-sign for a car, because she said this is the first new car she's going to have. The kids need some reliable transportation. I advised her. I said, Judge Dawson already told me that I cannot be around you. She like, we not going to get caught. You going to be able to, that's not going to happen.
He knew better. He knew better.
Be all the way on the west side. I'm gonna go and get the car. Then I can drop you off or whatever. I'm like, man.
And I truly believe that she wasn't going to tell on him, because black women are the best at not telling on their abusers. The problem is he abused her again, so all bets are off. So he's trying to make it sound like she tricked him somehow, or drew him in. When really at the end of the day, he was the ones throwing hands and feet. He joined the club. He wanted to, do a hands and feet exhibition, and he did.
To do that. So I go all the way back to Menor. While we was in Menor, she said, "Oh, I'm about to go back to East Cleveland." I said, all right.
He's done it. He's already decided. Okay, let me pause this right here.
Don't read him nothing, HT. Tell that fucking nigga.
Okay, this I might have to make. This I wasn't able to mute. So we're going to skip this one. But I'll tell you what happened. Mr. Fresh and Fit himself joined, and I'm circling around it. This is a white supremacist group. And I'm bringing this up, and I'm going to have to bring it up in another video because I swear if I play this video, I will get hit hard. So I'm not going to play it because they use the N-word several times. How they are still up, I do not know. But I'm not going to find out how or why. So anyway, Myron joined it because he feels closer to them, than his own culture. So he joined them. And they gave him such a bad time. They called him the N-word over and over again. And it just goes to show you the mentality of the red pill, of manosphere. They are far from pro-black. They are pro-black woman control, pro-black woman resources, pro-black woman access. That's what these men are looking for. And really, it's not limited to just black women. We're talking about black women, mixed women, women of other colors, and women of, I guess they call it no color. When men get this obsessed with really not women, but what they offer, what they get from women, which is sex, money, housing. Men have, especially in our community, men have seen women as a resource. Even somebody as famous as Halle Berry got used as a resource. Perfectly healthy baby daddy. She gets her for like $12,000 a year. I think they might have cut it to $7,000. I mean, not a year, but a month. I think they cut it down to $7,000, but who knows? But anyway, they are saying some very, very mean things in here. I cannot play it. I apologize, but I just wanted to bring him up as an example, and we will definitely be going over this clip. I forgot that I didn't mute the N-word out. They are using the N-word in the full version of ER is in the mix. Let's put it that way. And this is where the red pill men want to go if they were accepted. What happened later in this clip, he gets kicked out. They kick him out. They said, they literally said, we do not let your kind in here. I'm paraphrasing, but they said something else. So let me keep going here. Let me keep going.
How tall are you?
Pause this for a second. Kevin Samuels. Now I want to show you how shallow Kevin and company are. And when I say company, I mean anybody who supports him.
Stallion. I'm 5'10".
Dress size?
Huh?
Dress size?
I'm 14.
Okay.
You and all your little...
Yeah, I do the same. Do you not? You get the same thing everybody else gets.
Okay.
Okay, ma'am. So with 5'10", 5'10", hold on. 5'10".
Don't try me, Kevin.
Oh no, see, don't tell me what not to do. I've been nothing but hold on. Don't you do that.
I was respectful.
Don't you do that. Don't tell me what not to do on my show. I've been polite to you. But it's not my fault that you 5 foot.
And the dudes were eating this up. They were eating up the fact that he was disrespecting a woman, showed no class. He literally showed low value character, and they loved him for it. And somehow he convinced everybody that he was a high value man. This is low value character. Men know, people know, even when you're in middle school, you know what's classy and what's not. But this is what he chose to do.
10 and way more than a man at your height.
I mean, but as a 5 foot, I can see
5'10", and listen, ma'am, 5'10", and I don't care how you carry it or not. The higher up you go, the more you're not competing with that man. You're competing with the women that are around that man making $250,000.
I'm back with another triggering topic. And you know what? I really didn't even want to
Yeah, this is going to be good.
make this video, but it's something
Of course, this is from your triggered.
about people that speak so ignorant and mean, like they know what they're talking about, but they
That's funny. I just played Kevin Samuels, and it mixed it perfectly with this.
really don't. But you know what? Please watch this, and I'll be back.
Comfortable truth of the day. Well, 80% or 4 out of 5 black women are considered overweight. 80. Let that sink in for a second.
Let them keep going. Let them keep going.
That's damn near all of you.
You know what's funny, though? Black men die a lot faster than black women. So what's this point? Let's see. Let's find out. Here we go.
And the majority of our women, which is the average, income is less than $50,000 a year. Also known as living paycheck to paycheck.
Black men are not any better.
So with all this delusion and all this winning and all this education, the majority of our women are fat and broke. And that's the uncomfortable truth of the motherfucking day.
You know what I dislike the most about these bitter buck-broken bandits with beta behavior? It's the fact that they like to cherry pick numbers and statistics to try to paint black women in the worst light possible. And accountability and self-reflection is like kryptonite to them, so they never look up these same numbers as they apply to them. But I'm here to put things in true perspective. Here I am to the rescue. So let's begin. Now, he said that black women are fat and broke. Well, let's address the fat part first. Now, he said that 80% of black women are considered overweight or obese. He said it's the majority of us. Now, I have to address that in 2 parts. Now, the first part is, yes, according to the BMI system, 80% of black women are considered overweight or obese. But he neglected to mention that 71% of black men are also considered overweight or obese. It's the cherry picking of the stats for me, baby, because y'all are right there, right behind us with the quote unquote fatness, okay? Now, not
Hey, Mel's in the house.
to mention that all of these studies and statistics are based on the BMI scale. Let me give you guys a quick history lesson on the BMI, which black men love to weaponize against the black woman. Now, in 1842, yes, you heard right. In 1842, a Belgian astronomer and mathematician, Lambert Adolphe Jacques Quetelet, developed the BMI to identify statistical laws in the average man. And do you know who that average man was? 9,000 white men, white women, and white children in Brussels and Belgium. It wasn't even diverse. Now, he used those results to characterize how much people should weigh, how tall they should be, etc., etc. However, though, it wasn't until 1972 that nutritional epidemiologist and physician Ansel Keys, yes, another white man, decided that this could be a suitable indicator of body fat percentage. Now, its effectiveness has been questioned since it was developed and based on white populations. But just like everything else, they figured that white is right and they would use it and diversity be damned. Now, let me skip ahead and get into what that means for black women. Well, generally, non-Hispanic black women have lower body fat percentages and higher muscle mass when compared to white people. Well, what does that mean? Well, it means that the BMI index may overestimate overweight and obesity in black women and can potentially misclassify them as unhealthy. So let's be educated about what we say before we say it. But you know what? I'm sure that this man doesn't read. And if he does read, he only reads his monthly edition of I Hate Black Women or How Can I Coddle the Dearly Departed Kevin Samuels ball sacks. Now let's address what he said about black women being broke and living paycheck to paycheck. Now he said the majority of black women are making $50,000 a year, which is living paycheck to paycheck. But let's take a look at what black men are making annually.
Ouch.
$43,000 a year.
Ouch. Ouch. Don't hurt me so bad. You're triggered. Oh my God. 43,000. And the dude said black women were making 50,000, and tried to call black women broke. So this is the same thing that happened when I was talking about when they talk about body count. Black men have 3 times the body count of black women, but black men always bring up body count. That's not a good look, folks.
Let's let that sink in for a moment. Now, you tried to down black women for making less than, and you're right in the same boat. Because Asian men and white men make more than you and always have and always will. And instead of trying to put together videos and figure out how you can empower black men to get from being on the bottom of all the other races of men in society, you'd rather take time out of your day to call the women in your community fat and broke. All the while being unaware that those same statistics could be weaponized against you too. Disgraceful. Now, I would say do better, but I know you won't. Your character is just as lacking as your intelligence. Now that I took the trash out, y'all, if you watch this video, please drop a 2 in the comments. And you already know why. Because he's absolute boo-boo. Now, if you can donate to my Cash App above to help me get my podcast.
Let me pause it because I'm going to leave her Cash App up there. I know it's my channel, but her knowledge is important. Let's put it that way. Let's put it up that way. Protect BW $. All right, we're gonna keep it rolling. We're gonna keep it going. I got more triggering topics for you. Here we go.
Okay, so let me get this straight. Men are saying that we're just not gonna tolerate just anything when it comes to the idea of a relationship. Like, we don't want to be with somebody who just want to be with us for the wrong reasons. And that's enough to make y'all go off like this? That's crazy.
Who's he talking about? I don't see women going off. This is what's funny to me is how dudes be making up shit. It's embarrassing to me because I'm a man and he's trying to act like he's representing me when in reality he's embarrassing me. It's like, I have never had women step up to me and say, oh, you know, this and that, and you guys want all this and that, and I'll tell you, no, I never have. And I'm older, I'm probably twice as old as this dude.
Crazy. Why not just like...
Oh, no, I can't be twice old. He looks pretty old.
Moving around. Why not just like actually do something about it as far as like, okay, if we're saying we don't like the way y'all are treating us, then just possibly, I don't know, treat us the way we want to be treated. We are already being forced to treat y'all the way y'all want to be treated. So
you want to know where those women that treat men the way they want to be treated? Some are at the morgue right now, and then some are at the cemetery, and then some are at the hospital because they had hands and feet put on. See, the problem that a lot of these men have, especially these red pill ideology men, is that they think they can make these hoops, put fire on the hoops and tell you to jump through them. And then, oh no, there's another hoop or there's another goalpost. And not understanding that they're being unreasonable themselves. That thing that Kevin used to say, which was men are logical and women are emotional, is a complete false myth.
Why don't we just meet each other in the middle instead of like doing this whole
for 50-50
back and forth thing on the internet, which is crazy. Because I'm not gonna lie,
well, there's your problem, dude. Why you? Number one, he needs to get his teeth fixed. Number two, why is he on the internet arguing with anybody? You know?
Look at these comments and looking at the way people have been responding to certain videos, it definitely says a lot about y'all. It's saying a lot about y'all. I gotta head to work, but we're gonna talk about this. So what's really crazy about all of this situation between this whole
Exactly, Andrina Jones. Welcome to the chat. These are individual issues, bars.
not wanting to date anymore and women being mad about it? I mean, because y'all are really, really mad. I didn't even know that.
Who's you all? That's what I'd be saying. I mean, it's like he's walking by himself. See, something tells me there's something wrong with his head. He needs making up magic in his mind. But Emil says this. Women have decided they are not settling with just anything as well. Bars.
I was getting myself into when I made that first video about this stuff. But this is insane. Let me tell y'all, there's nothing that anybody can tell me on this planet that would make me change my mind into thinking that I want to be with somebody whose whole plan, their whole sole purpose in life is to make me their retirement plan. Like,
okay, if you saw the inside of his house, let me bring you back there. Look, I'm not picky, but he's not exactly living like a rich man. Okay? And he's not the best looking dude in the world. What I'm talking about is that matters to women. Women, to me, this is what I've seen. I have two sisters. They have a sliding scale for everything. But the bottom line is this guy is living in an apartment. I can tell because they don't build houses or condos where your power, let me see if I can get this. So your power unit box is up here. See, in your house, you're going to do something with that because in your house or condo, you're going to do something with that. Put a picture over it or something because, you know, that's not good looking at all. But when you're living in an apartment and probably a small one, okay, he doesn't even have any chairs for his kitchen. He doesn't even have a dining table. That's a kitchen. See the light on top? That light, people say, "Oh, that's not the there's nothing supposed to be." No, that's the dining light. There's supposed to be a dining table here. But see, wherever he's at, it's so small that he can't do it. He doesn't have another room for a studio because he's got his studio lights out here. For all we know, he's in there's a one bedroom, right? But there's one below that, which is just called a studio, which you just get one room and a bathroom. So here we go.
In the middle.
So basically, I just want to play him briefly because I wanted to keep the red pill vibe going. Okay, here we go. This is Dee Dee.
Hey love, it's your girl Dee Dee and welcome back to the channel. So I am back with another reaction video. Now this comes from Love Dorsey. You know, she's always spitting the truth in my opinion.
I don't know about that, but let's keep it going. Dee Dee, you know, I disagree with about 90%, 99% of what she says. Let's see what she comes up with tonight. Here we go.
Some people don't like her delivery, but I think her message is spot on. And I think a lot of women can learn from what she has to say.
If we can learn something. So Dee Dee appears to be sounding like she's trying to teach women something. And let's find out if that's the case.
Into the video, make sure you are subscribed to the channel. Make sure you share and like the video. Hit that notification bell to be notified when I upload new content, you guys. Chime in the comments below. I want to hear your thoughts on this one. So let's go ahead and get into the video. Here we go.
For some of y'all to catch on quick, you cannot keep what you can't manage. If you can't manage money, you won't be able to keep money. You can make money all you want, but you will not be able to keep it, right? Grow it, right? If you can't manage it. Relationships, you will not keep healthy.
Dee Dee needs to tell that to her following. Her following needs that advice. Generally, what I've known, and I know for a fact, that generally women in our community manage money better than men in our community. And we could start with the very richest men that are broke, or we can start with the men at the near the middle that spend more on frivolous things. Here we go.
Relationships, if you cannot manage it, you cannot keep.
I thought men were the leaders. I thought men would be managing the relationship for women. Interesting, but okay, maybe it's the relationship in itself. But notice how they're putting the burden of effort on women and not the men.
What you cannot manage. Everybody on the same page. Thank you for typing that. You can't keep what you can't manage. This go for all of us. Now, this is where it gets tricky, and this is where
you can't keep what you can't manage, but you're not supposed, in a relationship, it's supposed to be fluid. It's supposed to be natural. You're not supposed to have and again, it sounds like to me, there's a little bit of hypocrisy here because first in the red pill three-page pamphlet, it states that you're supposed to be submissive and let the man do everything. But here, she's telling everybody, she's putting the ownership of responsibility solely on the woman, and the woman's supposed to manage the relationship, while the man, I guess, you'll find out soon enough. You'll find out soon enough. Here we go.
like I said, it's a life hack, right? For those of y'all that catch on quick. What you can manage, you do keep, and you can keep. So now if I'm managing...
And I'm going to prove her wrong because I'm going to prove her wrong very quickly. In fact, why even wait? Let me get right into it. I know somebody who gave this man everything she wanted, managed everything, and put up with a whole lot of shit. Let's find out who it is.
Welcome back to
Let me pause that for 1 second. This is from Empress. Move it forward, move it forward. Okay, let's see where it starts. Maybe here.
On the Shade Room with Cam Newton. You guys know he's dating Jasmine Brown. She's a comedian. She used to do like these little Facebook videos all the time on her page called Watch Jazzy or something like that. Anyway, so they've been together for a minute, and he admitted to cheating on her, obviously. But I just thought it was interesting because she's always talking about how submissive she is, and how she does all this stuff for him, and then now he's online talking about how he sleeps with other women and stuff. So I'm gonna just show you guys what he had to say.
See, she did everything for him. She was feminine, friendly, and submissive, and look what it got her.
Hey.
You're gonna tell me you up in one person? It's not finna happen.
No. See, you're trying to deflect back to me.
No, I would never do you like that.
But
I got respect for you.
No, here.
But you didn't answer that for a reason.
I said, wow, she sounded feminine and friendly.
Understand this.
You didn't answer for a reason.
I'm going to answer mine, and then I want you to answer mine too.
I will answer it, brother. And
hit the like and subscribe, everybody. Hit the like, hit the subscribe. Here we go.
I promise you I won't bull with you.
Okay. How long are you talking about?
What you mean?
One person.
What do you mean, how long I'm talking about?
As long as I've been with Jazz has not been the only person that I've had sex with.
I don't know your situation.
But I'm getting personal.
Right. I don't know your situation.
Since you want to take it there. And this is the thing that has...
Do you feel like I'm being
Jasmine did everything. She has been the perfect Stepford wife without being a wife for Cam Newton. And he still repeatedly cheated on her. So all that crap that Kevin, Dee, I mean, MTR, I mean, all of them, they just straight lying. Oh, my bad. If the man is allowed to cheat, that's their theory too. That's how they clean it up.
Disrespectful? No. Because I'm not trying to be disrespectful.
All right, so you guys heard that. So one thing about these podcasts, these men will go on there and embarrass their ladies, So just take a look at the list that she goes down on all the submissive acts she does for him.
What does a submissive woman do for her man? Everything. What does that mean? Like packing his bag, unpacking his bag, just making sure all the things that he wants. And I pretty much read his mind. So it's like, if I know you, And I study you. Like, I know how you are in the morning. I know how you are about midday. I know when you're in this mood, what you need. Like, before you can ever ask me for something, I'm already on it. I mean, he's spoiled. And you know, when I talk to my girlfriends about it, they're always like, oh, how are you guys doing? And I'm just like, girl, he's rotten. I'm like, he's spoiled rotten. Like, he's rotten. But I love that. Like, I want him to be that. I think my biggest
That's what these men want. The problem is they also want other women. So they want to be spoiled as if you're their mother, but they want to be able to cheat or technically cheat. To them, they're just, what's the word? Exercising their options. Huh. Very weird. All right. Check this out.
Yeah.
What do you want me to call you, love?
TT.
TT, where are you calling me from?
In Atlanta.
ATL, what you do for a living?
The first thing, he's dressing like a teenager. Okay. And no, I mean, let's put it this way. He's definitely not Denzel. Even Denzel at his age right now looks better than this dude. But let's see what else. He might offer something. Are those pearls or what around his neck? Let's find out.
I'm a fleet owner.
A fleet owner. You have any kids?
3.
How old are your 3 kids?
21, 17, 5. 17, 7.
Oh, 17, 7. Okay. All by the same woman?
Mm-mm.
How many women?
2.
2. Do you have a wedding ring on?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't wear my wedding ring.
His name is TT. His name is TT, Brina. His name is TT, Brina. I don't know what. A grown man calling himself TT. Don't know what to say. Bridget Mouton says this. What about the pioneers of the manosphere who married his wife, his Caucasian wife that ran everything in the background? Exactly. Oh yeah, exactly.
Are you married?
Hey, why seeking knowledge? Oh my God, he looks used and abused. He does. He just looked like he just got to have a boxing match.
Yeah.
What you calling me for?
She passed away, but yeah, I'm still married.
Your wife passed, then that means you're a widow or widower, right?
Man, I still sell man. I'm dead, but I still say the same thing though. I'm married. I ain't taking my ring out till I find another way.
Oh, when did your wife pass? I'm sorry, to be quite honest.
About a year ago, 2 ago, about a year and a half.
Okay, so you're gonna keep your ring on until you get married again.
Yep. And I ain't scared to say it too. So whoever I deal with, they always.
And Phoenix Jones goes, "How old is he?" And then Indiana Mine goes, "Mentally, 6 at the oldest."
It's be the same thing. You got a ring on, yeah. Yeah.
I want to be sensitive. How did your wife pass away?
Car accident.
That's so sad. I'm sorry for that. Okay. So TT, Atlanta, fleet owner, dad of 3 kids, by 2 women, married, but his wife passed on. How old are you, TT?
47.
And how?
He said 47, just in case you can understand what he said. He's talking much mouth, but hey, whatever. In fact, let me put on the captions just to.
What's your zodiac sign?
Capricorn.
All right, TT. What kind of woman you looking for, love?
Hey, man, she got to be bad, young. I don't date no old woman. No kids.
You have 2 kids.
I can have 2 kids. I'm a man. I can have 2 kids.
See that shit again.
So she can't have none. I don't deal with women with kids. I ain't got time for that. Baby daddies and drama, all that shit. No. We ain't doing that.
So you're 47. You started off young. What's the age range you want to date?
About 21, 25.
He's 47 and he wants to date women around 21 to 25, which probably means that he'll eke it all the way down to 19 if he has to. This is the type of men that are running around in the manosphere. These are the choices you have in the manosphere if you want to satisfy the men that are in, Kevin's crew or Dee Dee's crew or MTR's crew or Chantel Simone's crew. This is them. This is them. Now you know why they say that a woman who's 29 is hitting the wall. They literally want to date little girls.
27 probably. No more than that right there.
Do you have a child that's 21?
That my daughter. That don't mean that.
So you would date one of your daughter's friends?
Nah, I won't date now with my daughter's friend. She can't know.
But you would date a girl her age?
Yeah.
And you don't think there's anything...
What's wrong with that?
Well, you don't think there's anything wrong with wanting to date a girl your daughter's age?
What's wrong with that? I mean, either he's devoid of morals, which that might be true, or delusional. You can take your pick. Neither pick is that great.
Oh, not really. No, she ain't under that. I'm good. 21, she grown. Ain't that grown?
I mean, listen,
you can buy alcohol.
That's physically grown, and she can buy alcohol. But basically, the bottom line is this: she's not at the level of mature. Well, I don't know. This guy's acting pretty childish himself. Here we go.
This is a dialogue. I'm just trying to understand, right? And I like to understand the mindset. So I do know that men like younger. So that is what it is, lady. I hear that. Yeah. I hear that 1,000 times. You actually want to, we're going to both talk, TT. You want to go 20, you're 20, you're 47. So you want to go 26 years younger.
Yeah, something like that. I go with it. Disdain, just messing around, but getting married. She probably got to be a little older than that getting married, though. Really, though.
That's what I was gonna say next. Is how could you marry a girl your daughter's age?
Nah, I ain't. I'm just playing around. I ain't marrying nobody.
He doesn't really know what he wants. He just wants a young girl that he could use. That's basically what he's saying.
We need the light, TT. We got to see your light, TT.
Oh, I was just gonna smoke. Go ahead. I'm listening.
So, are you looking for a fun time girl or another wife?
Exactly.
For now, just fun.
He's 47. Looks like he probably has high blood pressure and diabetes. And he's not. I think he thinks he's a high value man, but he's not.
So you want her to be between 21 and 25?
Yeah.
And
Exactly, Brina West. He wants somebody he can control and take advantage of.
You got married, what would that age be?
30.
30. Okay. What else do you desire, TT?
I ain't with nothing really though. Just somebody just kicking with. Really though, that's it.
What's your deal breakers?
Phoenix Soul breaks it down perfectly. When a man tells you he would like to date someone the same age as my child, I assume he wants any child. Exactly.
Cigarettes, being on the phone all the time, stuff like that. I need a woman that's submissive. If she's submissive, I can't.
So he doesn't like a woman who smokes cigarettes, but I thought he had a cigarette in his hand.
I ain't messing with you.
Okay. So gotta have a woman that's submissive. Anything else?
Nah, that's about it.
Does she look a certain way?
Yeah, she better be pretty.
Okay.
I don't like weed. I don't like makeup.
Okay.
Eyelashes, I'm not long with eyelashes. Just look normal. Okay. I like kind of natural.
Okay, you like natural. Should she make a certain amount of money?
No, not really.
Nah. If you had your own money, you could leave when you wanted to, and he doesn't want that.
I don't care nothing about it. If she my wife, she ain't got to make. If she my wife, she ain't gonna work. So
He just said that he wants a woman for fun. How did he get back over to his wife? Did you guys see that? Did you see what he just did? He's bouncing around to things that women want. Women want to be married. So he knows that. So he's mentioning wife, but he has no intention of marrying anybody really, but definitely not somebody who's 21.
Don't matter.
Oh, you're gonna be 100% the provider.
Oh yeah, I'm a husband, so I've been married twice.
I've been married twice. So
Well,
okay.
he's a husband who's been married twice, and unfortunately his wife has passed away through an accident. Who knows how that happened? So it's not like he has the best stats. I can understand that he was married before, and I'm sorry that his wife passed away like that, but he just has I wonder how he was treating his last wife. That's why I wonder.
So you got divorced and then you got married again and then your wife passed on.
Yeah, I divorced my first wife from my second wife.
Indiana mom, no weave, no makeup, no kids, no job, no smoking. He's basically describing a 12-year-old. Oh, and we'll get to that later, soon, very soon.
Again?
I divorced my first wife from my second wife.
Oh, you left your first wife for your second wife.
Yeah, I divorced
Okay,
her.
now he's a cheater. And he probably cheated on his second wife too.
For my second wife, yeah.
Did you cheat on your first wife with her?
Yeah.
Wow. You're very honest, TT. Did you marry your children's moms?
Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, if you don't know for right now, these are really bad stats he's kicking out.
Yeah.
10 years. TT, they want me to ask you, how old was your second wife?
You said how old she was?
Yeah.
When I married her or when we first met?
Yeah, is there an age difference? Was she similar to your age?
About 6 years. But I married her back in, she was like 21, 22 when I married her though. I was like 26.
Okay. All right. So
of course she older now. She's 40.
But she passed away, you said.
I mean, y'all talk about hitting the wall. This dude hit the wall. He hit the wall hard. I mean, even for 47, he's a hard 47. That is a hard 47.
Oh, I thought you were talking about
in the house. Strums, good seeing you. Here we go.
First wife. Oh, you talking about my second wife?
Yeah.
Oh, she 40.
The second wife was 40?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And you want to start at 21 again?
Yeah. Cause I don't did the old shit. I'm trying something new now. I'm going young now.
Okay, let's do the Kendrick Cam TT. That's when you stand up and we see your full body.
Oh Lord.
I agree, Bridget. I can't say it out loud, but I agree.
Oh, I'm a big boy. Can y'all see me?
We gotta see your legs.
See my legs? Oh. I don't know if you can see my legs, but
okay, we got you.
Yeah, I ain't working with that.
Like a teenager.
Like that.
We got a paid question. Let's get into this conversation.
Go ahead.
DeAndre said, why is there always negative reaction when a man wants a younger woman, but when an older female gets a younger man, she's praised by other women?
That's not true. That's not true at all.
Right.
Well, let me jump in.
Right.
I think, yes, I know on this show I have gotten on women that wanted men significantly younger than their age. Here's the deal. Everybody grown. You're right. 21 is a grown ass age. I do know for hosting a dating show and ladies.
I'll say it's legally kind of like grown, but that's not grown. Grown is when a woman says I'm a grown woman, they're usually at least touching 30. They're in their 30s.
Whether you want to accept it or not, most men want younger than their age. That is a common.
Basic younger is fine. Of course, most men want younger than their age. This man wants to date a child.
Common thing.
In comparison.
But when you hear a 47-year-old man desiring a 21-year-old girl who just makes it, like 21 just makes the legal, one can't help but to think there's an issue there.
Thank
and
you.
Then,
Thank you, Kendra.
and you also have a child that same age. So Dahande, like Hattie said, 35, which is 12 years younger, or even 30, but to say 21 at 47.
She don't matter.
Thank you, Kendra. Thank you. Thank you, Kendra.
I mean, legally she's grown, but mentally she's not.
Well,
but she is grown legally by the legal.
Strum hit it perfectly. Strum, they say that the brain frontal lobe isn't matured by at least 25, and that goes for both genders. Bars.
Standards, you would be breaking no laws. But we all know just because you turned 21 and you was 20 yesterday.
Yes, Bridget, he was sagging pants.
Doesn't give you this grown woman knowledge.
Guess what? She ain't got that many miles on either. She ain't got no kids. So
I say this to men, because you're always talking about miles that women accrue. What about the miles?
Indiana mom says, 47? No way. I'm almost 7 years older than him. Yeah, and he looks older than me.
Got on your car.
Oh, okay, I can't. I'm a man. I'm the one that doing everything, and I paid the cost to be the boss. So you can't do what
That's their theory. That's their theory. That's where they get the high value man thing from. Number one, he's not living that high on the hog. I'm not saying he's paycheck to paycheck, but it's not like he has a whole lot of money.
I do. How you gonna do what I do? We ain't the same. I could date 50 women and have sex with 50 women. Guess what?
He doesn't think of women like women. He doesn't think women like women. He thinks of women like property. That's basically why he's saying what he's saying.
They gonna consider me a player, but yeah. But guess what? You do the same thing. Get what you gonna be considered.
No, absolutely. I understand the perception that you're breaking down. And there is, and I do agree, but I also know that there are women who would look at you different if you dated 50 women. They won't call you a player. They will call you somebody they wouldn't want to date. But
guess what? And guess what? She still married me too. It's what saying. How you say I'm a millionaire? You think she gonna say, "Oh no, you dated 50 women"? She still married me. Still date me. But guess what though? I won't marry you if you tell me you dated 50 women. It's a difference.
Okay,
guess
well
it's a double standard though. Really, that's what it is.
What I'm saying, I want to go on record. I am agreeing with you, but I'm also saying there are women who would not take that deal.
Right.
There are women that will not marry a millionaire and he slept with 50 women.
Now I didn't hear him say he was a millionaire. If he did, he's not behaving like a millionaire.
Every woman's not just going because of the bank account, sir.
Well, go to Pookie then. So it don't matter.
Sir, a woman might consider you a Pookie if you slept with 50 women. You might be a Pookie to her.
But guess what? She gonna turn her head when she see your bank account and see how you live.
Let me tell you something here. What men are doing these days, ladies, is that if they do have a bank account with some money in it at one time, and remember now, just because they have that money in the bank account at one time doesn't mean they're always going to have that money in there. They might be showing it pre-bill or pre-payment or pre-something. And what I'm telling you is this. The reason why I'm bringing this up is that men, especially men in our community, spend money like it's water. There were football players that were making $100 million deals, $80 million deals, $200 million deals, and they broke right now. And they've only been they were only, and I'm talking about men that either are already still in the league or that just got out of the league. They're broke right now. So it has more to do with how much money they have. It's number one, this guy, I could tell you he's cheap. And he's cheap and he has no class because a man of class and who isn't cheap. I'm not saying he's gonna have to be all dressed up, but he's not putting this shit on. That looks like, you know, flea market. Excuse me for insulting flea markets, but that looks like flea market clothing he's got on.
And what you drive and you know how you move, it don't matter. It don't matter. That's the thing. Y'all gotta understand. Women gotta understand. You're not the same as a man. Men think different.
There's that double standard about body count that I was talking about earlier. Isn't that crazy? Here we go.
All I'm saying is this. I said that for majority, I won't even say majority. There are some women that exactly you are speaking for that will go for the bank account regardless of everything else. But there also are some women who will not go for it regardless of how much money you have in the bank. That's all.
And those will be the women that he wants. The ones that won't go for it. That doesn't apply to everyone. And that is basically the story of the manosphere. The women they want don't want them.
Smoke cigarettes, and I'm good. Guess what? If you smoke cigarettes, I ain't dealing with you.
Well, there's women who won't deal with you because you smoke cigarettes, T. I'm just saying that you can't get every woman on this planet. That's all I'm saying.
And that's fine. Guess what? You gonna get. Guess what? Because you gonna get. You'll get.
Bridget, which I would have popped the balloon a long time ago, or called pineapple, or whatever. Yeah, whatever means off.
Lesser, especially if you top notch. Really, you gonna date lesser anyway. So it don't matter.
What's lesser, T?
A top notch woman don't date in her class. She ain't gonna date in her class. She can't really. She gonna date a lesser man.
Well, you would fall into the lesser man category, T.
Very much so.
You would be her lesser man selection.
Yeah, but it depends on what type of woman she is though. Is she top notch?
Yeah, she would probably.
Okay, the problem he has is this. He's not top notch. I don't even know if he's medium notch. Okay. He talks pimp. He doesn't dress that well. He doesn't look that great. I'm just being objective about this. Okay, if I see him in a room and I'm competing with him for a woman's attention, with the exception of his height, I feel pretty good about my chances, regardless that I'm older than him. I'm just saying.
Consider you lesser, T.
Well, who top notch out here? We ain't in the end. We ain't talking about no celebrity chick. We just talking about average 9 to 5 women. You ain't gonna really see too many top notch out here. Like, nice body, yeah, but top notch, no.
I mean, okay, if that's your world, then you can speak for your world. That's not the world I live in. I know a lot of top notch, nice body, boss women that have money. So, but let's move forward.
All right, go ahead.
Let's go for it. Okay. So either way, that was we were talking about because you wanted a 21-year-old woman.
Yeah.
We have some more paid questions. Corvette said,
no, I told you, he picking his nose online.
Ask him if he would allow his daughter to date a man his age.
Not for 40. Yeah, I would, long as he willing to take, long as he could provide for her, take care of her.
That's not your age. Your age is 47. So you have a 21-year-old daughter.
No, I wouldn't. 47, she 21, no.
Okay, so.
Oh, man. If there's a perfect example of hypocrisy, there you go, right there.
You see it wrong for your daughter, but you don't see it wrong for yourself.
Yes.
Can you explain that? Why would you not? This is actually a great question. Thank you, Corvette, for this question. Why would you not allow your 21-year-old daughter to date a man your age?
Cause first of all, if he think my daughter her age at 21, 9 times out of 10 she ain't gonna be the only one.
Well, what's the difference between you?
She's not gonna be the only one. He got somebody. He really more experienced than her. First of all, it's gonna be different because it's my daughter, and I know other women. I'm saying I want to date 21. They got
My service exactly, Phoenix. What the F?
dads too, but they probably feel the way I feel. But it just is what it is. But if he want to date her, want to marry her, and I know he can take care of her, he'll a top 10, top 5%, 15% dude. Yes, you got my blessing on it. As long as he's doing what he's supposed to do.
Now the question is he a top 5 or 10% dude? I don't think so.
Well, I feel like your natural reaction was your true answer, and now you're changing it. Because the thought of a 47-year-old man dating your 21 daughter, you naturally said no. That was your natural response. And then now you're trying to make sense of it because you know it's kind of hypocritical because you're 47 and you want to date a girl that's 21. So I feel like you talked it through to give yourself that answer, but genuinely, I don't think you would want your 21-year-old daughter to be with a 47-year-old man.
Well, that's just how it is being a parent. That's just sometimes it just is what it is.
Right. Well, she has a parent too.
I really can't even. That was a good question. I really can't even answer that question though.
I think that was an excellent question. I didn't even like Corvette Crossroads. That was an excellent question because honestly, T, that's where the discussions, the mindset that you went to when you thought of your 21-year-old daughter dating a 47-year-old man is the mindset we're all in. Like when you first said it, you even said 40, not my age. No. So that initial mindset you had when you said no, that's the mindset we have when you said it. So you can understand.
Exactly. Hazel Bug in the house.
So I supposed to change my mind, Coach.
We're not having you change your
He changed his mind because he knows it sounds bad.
To change anything. We're just having we're just trying to help you understand why we felt that way. That's all. You're gonna be you. See, you're gonna be you. Okay. This is my only interaction with you in life. I know we will never meet in life. We will never see each other.
You
this
sure
is our
about
only interaction.
You sure about that?
That's called delusion.
I'm in places where I know a lot of
baby. If you there, I'm not. How about that one? If you there, I'm not there.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, we're not gonna be in the same place. But back to what I was trying to say. So what you do with your life is what you do with your life. But we were just trying to help you understand. And I think you understand it now when we put it in that perspective. But
yeah,
let's keep going, Sean.
Give me another question. Give me another question.
Wait, you want another question?
Yeah, give me another one.
All right, hold on. Let me get another question. He said get another question. Double I, we good. Double I said, men like him always talk about money, then have a problem when she is with him for his money. Diddy and Tom Brady both lost their women to personal trainers. It's not always about money.
What is it about then if it ain't about money?
The fact that he even brought that up and it doesn't comprehend what the guy just said, which is a very well-crafted message, is not a good sign, folks.
It's what it's about. It's about stability and everything. Don't you want a man who? What kind of man?
I don't the problem is the money's stable, but I don't think he's stable. What good is money? Here's my perfect example: Diddy. He had all the money in the world, but he was putting hands and feet on people. What good is that? That doesn't help no woman.
You want? You want a man that with swag, or do you want a man that can provide for you and help you out in need and help you pay your car note? Like I'm
telling you, he's using that as a hook.
I ain't doing none of that anyway, unless you my wife.
See, told you, and he probably won't do it unless you're his wife anyway. So he wants a 21-year-old girl for fun because he admitted that. And now he's saying that he's not going to give you any money. That's what he said. That's exactly what he said. So thank you, sir. I hope everybody in Kendra's, channel, came to the same conclusion I did. That one, he wants a young girl. Two, he's not going to get married to her. He wants her for fun. 3, he ain't giving her no money or no money or any kind of valuable item. And you see how he is. Great deal. Sounds like a great deal to me.
I've been married twice. I'm a husband. So you ain't gonna get that from me as a girlfriend. As dating, no, none of that stuff. I do that stuff when we married. That's my wife. Okay, yeah, I pay everything for my wife.
Divine Photo says, in the end, he could do what he wants. It's his choice. Plus, dating is a double standard. Can't change that. Women like older men. Men like young women.
Exactly.
But not older. I mean, women, see, that's kind of misleading. Women like older men that are just like, 5, 7, maybe even 10 years older, not freaking a whole human age older, like 2 decades older. I mean, come on now. Especially when you're 21, dynamics get different later on in life. But at 21, come on, she's just starting her life. He's just ending his life, especially the way he looks. Not that I'm not saying because he's not that great looking, but he looks like he's got, like, I'm telling you, he's got diabetes written all over his face.
Fair enough. I think Elizabeth Reed said, I'm legit scared of this guy. He seems abusive.
She read him right. I feel the same way.
Nah, I ain't no bruise. I don't hit women. I'm gonna leave you. I'm gonna block you before I hit you. Don't like it. Guess what? I'm gonna peep everything.
Don't believe him. You guys saw me play that court. The court clips. The only time you're gonna find out the truth is that when he gets in court. And if he lies, he'll be in for perjury.
You do. Guess what? I'm gonna stop talking to you just like that, cause I can do that. I make enough money, I'm shining in the city.
Hazelbug, I'm a husband, Kendra.
I do what I want to do. I've been doing it for the last 15, 20 years.
Okay.
So,
Truth Seeker says, KG, this is disturbing. He's 47, wanting a young, single, child-free woman to play with. Control, don't date women your daughter's age. Gross.
Bars.
Who that is? That was a he or she?
I don't know. I think it might be a woman, but I'm not sure. Truth Seeker 95.
Man, they mad because nobody ain't trying to date y'all because you're fat.
I knew it. I knew it was gonna go there.
Nobody ain't trying to date y'all because you're fat. You're out of shape. You're overweight. You
sound familiar, ladies? Remember now, your trigger just covered this type of dude to the T.
Get a man. Yeah, you only gonna get White House workers, Dollar Tree workers, and Walmart workers. You just mad because you can't get top notch dudes like me. We ain't gonna.
He's not top notch. Any man, we all know he's not top notch. Even if you want to defend the man, you know that he's not top notch. You just know that.
Look at you. If you ain't fine, you ain't pretty, your body ain't really banging, they make me turn my head.
Look at his body. Does he look like his body's banging? No.
Somebody on my level, dudes like us.
Phoenix, so mirror, sir. Check the mirror.
We ain't gonna talk. We ain't gonna look at you. Not one time. That's why you're mad.
See,
I just got a question, T. What are the qualities of a top-notch man?
What's the quality of a top man?
Good question, Kendra.
Yes.
How much? How much money he make?
And did you share it? Do you want to share how much money you make?
I'm making over 300,000 a year.
Okay.
I mean, that's not a millionaire. I need to see it. I need to see. I'm sorry. He doesn't come off at 300 million.
So you make over, that is a big salary.
300,000.
In America. Okay. 300K a year. So that's the qualities that make a top-notch man.
That in a
Yeah, and the
nutshell,
Kevin Samuels 3 pamphlet, book, 3-page pamphlet. That's supposed to be a high value man. Actually, I thought Kevin said was around a million, but let's just give this guy a break. But yeah, Mr. Mushmouth, top notcher, exactly.
yeah, that, kind of man, yeah. You know what you're riding in. You can't be top notch. You can't be top notch at the bus stop. You can't be top notch working at a warehouse. You can't be top notch living with your mama.
Now he's mixing men. But okay, keep it going.
That's just like let's switch it over to a woman. You can't be a bad chick when you're overweight or you don't have no money. It ain't even really about no money when it comes to woman being bad. They ain't got really nothing to do.
I mean, the thing is this: even with his money, the type of women he's going to attract are not going to want to be around long because he's going to stop spending money on them. $300,000 is not, depending where he lives, is not very much money. And whether we don't know whether he lives the abode that he is staying at now or not. 300,000 he should be, but basically, I think he does have a little bit of money. I just get that feeling that he does, but at the same time, he's not going to spend it. There are a lot of men with money that don't spend it on the women they are with. They'll spend more money on the men they are with, though.
Your body, your face. So
he's requesting something he cannot offer in all shapes and sizes, with the exception of maybe money. And I'm telling you, you're not getting a penny from this guy.
If you say you're a bad woman, but you don't look it, you can't say you bad. I can say I'm top notch.
Okay.
Take off your shirt and let's see if you're top notch, fella. Let's go there.
I'm not sure what the last question was. Did we do the Kendra Cam?
Yeah, we did that.
Okay. So when was your last relationship?
Because I think he's just thinking financially he might be medium notch. I'm sorry. $1 million is really not that much money. So $1 million, let's just call that top notch. Okay. That's fine. He only makes $300,000. Fine. Let's say you're a Denzel. Fine. Okay. You have that class. See, Denzel's about not only the way he looks, but his class, the way he carries himself, and the words he uses and all that kind of stuff. Okay. This ain't that he ain't them. Mushmouth ain't Denzel. So we're just talking about character right now. Then it looks like he doesn't even know what the word GIM spells. Okay. He's overrating himself. And he can't get mad at me because he's rating women as far as how they look. Do I think that he probably had some women call him up? Yeah, I do. For his quality? No, they want his money. They're going to see. They're going to check it out.
A year and a half ago.
Okay. You don't. Oh, was that your ex-wife? Well, excuse me, your wife that passed.
Yeah.
Okay. You don't have to answer, but I'm gonna ask. When's the last time you was intimate with someone?
An hour ago.
You was with somebody an hour ago.
Yes.
So is she an option?
No, not real. No.
Why is she not an option?
Talk too much.
Talks too much.
Uh-oh, here we go again, folks. Here we go.
Yeah.
So within an hour, you decided to call me to find her replacement.
No, I actually was just looking at YouTube and just scrolling through and seeing you. I actually be watching you here and there. I said, you know what? Let me get on him.
Okay.
Talk too much.
Talks too much.
Yeah.
So within an hour, you decided to call me to find her replacement.
No, I actually was just looking at YouTube and just scrolling through and seeing you. I actually be watching you here and there. I said, you know what? Let me get on him.
Okay, so his teeth are stained probably from the smoking. This one's lighter here. Those aren't. So basically, he probably smells like that. That's the funny thing, is he smokes, but he doesn't want to be with a smoker. He's fat, but he doesn't want to be with somebody fat. He's rich, but he doesn't want to be with anybody rich, which is fine. You know. And the woman has to be bad, which I assume that means fine. And even us being objective, ladies and gentlemen, that's not him. That is not him. And this is why these men are mad at women, because he's asking for something he cannot provide. If he really wants a bad woman, at the very least, he can't do much with his face. I don't know. You never know, because his face might thin out and look better if he works out and he loses some weight. You never know. But I'm just being objective, folks.
Okay. T, what are 3 things you have to work on?
If he says nothing, then that's a red flag. But let's see what happens.
3 things I got to work on. Oh, working like hey, not really just being with the woman like that, always gone,
Hey, little bug, this is your brain on drugs.
Being in the hood, out of town, gambling. I got to work on that stuff.
Oh my God. Okay. He just said a bad word. And that bad word is gambling. Let me tell you why. Number one, he said he had to work on it, which means he has a gambling problem. Okay, you all know about what is that guy's name? I can't think of his name, but he's a music artist. And he's very popular, probably one of the top artists today. And he's in his 40s, he's in his mid 40s. He's about this guy's age. And he blew $80 million on gambling and still owes more. So that $300,000, Bruno Mars, that's him. Bruno Mars, he broke. I mean, not technically, not broke where he's on the street, but he's giving those casinos his money. They're probably enough money that they're probably telling him to stop, because they need him to entertain. He can't entertain if he broke. But anyway, gambling changes the whole dynamic. It changes the whole dynamic. You can be a millionaire, multimillionaire. It don't mean shit, because it's easy to gamble that money away in a day or two. Easy. I'm talking about all you need to do is have one too many, and then go to the wrong table and just until the next thing you know, you're putting up your house.
Yeah. So that's about 3 things I got to work on.
And why would
At least he was
be
honest. At least he was honest about that.
lucky to be with you?
Shit, coach, shit, I'm the man. They ain't gonna you won't get nothing like me. Not every
Now, I don't know if they want it either. I don't know if anyone wants somebody like you. They might want what you have, but they don't want. Let me just keep it.
Unless you go into the industry, and they ain't gonna deal with you.
They ain't gonna deal with you. All right, we got some paid questions. You want them?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. Wait, how do I do this?
Ask your boyfriend, old girl, ask your boyfriend that he'd afford a $20,000 on your ring, one just like that.
Yeah, that he got at if it is real, he got it at around the corner at a a pawn shop.
Say, the lady that asked you the question?
Yeah.
Wait, we got some more questions before you start. That lady's question's gone. I am Tyler said 300K is still walking, I guess walking Ross clothing rack. Females run from this dude. So I guess they're saying you're wearing clothes from Ross.
Wearing clothes from
He's cheap. Yep.
Clothes. Yeah, okay.
FMG said,
I don't think Ross sell polo. They might do. I don't know. I don't go to Ross.
they sell a version of polo, I believe.
Oh, okay, but no, I don't go to Ross.
Okay, you don't. Okay. FMG said, how do you plan to keep up with a 21-year-old when it's evident you haven't kept up with your dental and health?
My dental and health. What are you talking about? How about dental? I got open face in my dental. This down south. What are you talking about? My teeth is not messed up.
Oh man. Bridget, let me check this out, Bridget. Let me put it on screen. This is what gambling does to you. I'm sorry, I was off by $30 million. Oh, wait, maybe not. No, Bruno Mars does not have a gambling debt at the MGM resorts. According to spokesperson for the company, rumors were debunked after News Nation report claimed that Mars had a gambling debt of over $50 million at the MGM. The report cited that anonymous source who claimed that Mars was using a large portion of his $90 million annual income from his MGM residencies to pay off his gambling debt. However, the MGM Resorts International denies the claims and stating that Mars has no debt with the company. Of course, he paid him off. Mars has a long-standing relationship with the MGM, including Park MGM residency and the Pinky Ring cocktail bar at the Bellagio. Okay. So, okay, well, maybe he doesn't, but we'll check it out. Does Bruno have a gambling problem? Okay. No, they're saying no. It was a viral rumor, folks. So it's not him. Oops. Hold on. What do you guys think? Is this teeth messed up or not? What do you think? Let me put him full mass. Hold on. Does he? What do y'all think? What do y'all think? I mean, I'm sorry. I'm just. Hey, look. Let me get back on here. Here we go, guys.
Things that guys need to watch out for when they're dating.
Wait. Let me get the volume down just a little bit because here we go.
Do not date single mothers. Do it at your peril. I'm not going to bash single mothers or anything like that, but bottom line, there used to be a time when a woman had a baby out of wedlock. It was few and far between. And there was some.
He made a single mother. He made a single mother. And it was all on him too.
Some shame that went along with it enough to where they didn't keep going out and doing it over and over again. Now it's a badge of honor. You as a man are worth too much and too valuable. If you've got your head on straight, you're out doing your thing, taking care of your business, you should not be forced to pick from a crop of women who've already had another man's children. You should not have to go out here and fight the world, build such and so forth to come home to a woman that you will at best be the fourth or fifth most important thing in her life. You deserve better than that. I am sorry sorry, ladies, if you've had a child, that is your responsibility.
I wonder if he tells his he told his ex-wife, you know, rest in peace, that too. I wonder if he did. I wonder. That's interesting.
But you keep mentioning certain things. I'm curious to know this. You keep mentioning women in poverty. Why? Like, what's your?
Well, I'm older now. I'm not as young.
Oh, this is good.
As I used to be. So, women in poverty, I can control them better. A girl who can't afford to say, fuck you, Corey, I'm gone. She just can't afford to do it. So, I take advantage of that. Now, that might be.
Did you hear that? If you heard what he just said, put a 1 in the chat. This is basically most men in our community. Listen again. No, no resin, please.
Who can't afford to say, fuck you, Corey, I'm gone. She just can't afford to do it. Young as I used to be. So, women in poverty, I can control them better. A girl who can't afford to say, fuck you, Corey, I'm gone. She just can't afford to do it. So, I take advantage of that. Now, that might be wrong, but her poverty and my needs, most of the time, it even out. I don't really need a lot of their time. And they don't tell me to fuck off because they know when I come over, they children can get some.
Hold up, god damn.
Some outlet Jordans.
Outlet Gucci.
Yeah.
See?
So apparently this passport bro beef.
Okay, let me pause it real quick. So notice how they say outlet Jordans is, I mean, they're literally telling you they're not going to spend money on you. That's the crazy thing. Okay, here we go.
To continue. And they're still talking shit and being in their feelings about what I said. Now, before I show y'all, just close your eyes real quick, right?
Let me start that over. Here we go. This is about the passport bros. Here we go.
So apparently this passport bro beef is going to continue. And they're still talking shit and being in their feelings about what I said. Now, before I show y'all, just close your eyes real quick, right? And just picture a passport bro. Before I show y'all, take a couple, 10 seconds. Think you got it in your head? All right, now I'm gonna show y'all. Of course, that was the original person that set all this off. We have another one. And another one. And another one. Oh, this is the one that won't fight me, by the way. Mr. Almost 60 years old with 3 women to choose from. Got another one. And another one. Now, all of those fellas seem to be in their feelings about what I keep saying about passport bros in general. They're in their feelings like the women they complain so much about. Mind you, most of them follow me. Now, all of a sudden, this is what now that I'm coming for them and their ideologies behind this passport bro movement, now they got a problem with me. Now they're saying things like this in comments. Now they're wishing that my wife will cheat on me and take all of my money. Then, you know, now I'm looking for clicks and views, you know, and now I'm not concerned with the truth. I'm just clout chasing, right? That's crazy. Now I follow cadences of social media and trends on any given day. Now I don't speak the truth. Now I'm pandering to my my followers, establishing my own righteous. That's crazy. And I will say it once and I'll say it again. If you are the guy who literally tried his best in the States and you just want to travel, have new experiences in life, venture the world, learn different cultures, experience different cultures and things of that nature, and you just happen to stumble upon a woman out there and you actually, you know, find a relationship, have no issue. And if you're that type of guy, you wouldn't get in your feelings about the shit I say because you know exactly who I'm talking about when I say passport bro. See, because if you were truly happy going overseas and doing your thing, you wouldn't feel the need to then get on this app and tell us how great the women are over there, how much things are better over there. Hey bro, get your passport, come over here with me because it's better over here. You wouldn't do and you wouldn't say that, nor would y'all get on here and shit on women in the West, specifically black women. Y'all wouldn't have memes like this on y'all's fucking pages. This was one of y'all passport bros that was mad at me. See, but when I call out the fuckery, y'all tell, why are you worried about another man? But y'all worry about what other men got going on and what they doing, because number one, you're in my fucking comments. And number two, y'all sit there and tell other men to come join y'all. That's worrying about what other men are doing. Why don't you just go over there and mind your business and be happy? Why y'all gotta try to bring other folks with you if you not worried about what other men are doing with what's between their legs and their wallets? Now that I'm critiquing and having criticism for y'all, now, oh, I'm just pandering. Oh, I'm clout chasing. Oh, I have lives that are echo chambers. See, but y'all was cool with the y'all was cool with the echo when it's what you wanted to hear. It was cool being in the chamber hearing the echo when I'm talking about single mothers, when I'm talking about specific issues that plague black women and that we experience with black women. We or being a stepdad or things of that nature. See, y'all cool with that echo. But now that I'm talking about y'all, now y'all in y'all feelings just like them women. Y'all don't be on here y'all don't be on these pages promoting learning the culture, learning the languages of these places, you know, promoting just the environment of where you're in. How can they establish citizenship? How can they
you get the point. You get the point. So It's time for J-Rello.
Losing the Rello Him channel really showed me how soft YouTube is and how I basically have to
Why does everybody blame YouTube?
to digress off the content that you guys want to see because it's just not going to be ever YouTube friendly. They got me together for.
Of course, he wants to have OnlyFans on YouTube. So yeah, I can understand YouTube having a problem with it. For some people, for some reason, people get mad at YouTube for literally actually owning up to the fact that they're holding up to their community guidelines and policies. It's amazing to me.
Thongs at a party, at Flip's party, you know what I'm saying? Like, YouTube is just not going to be conducive to the type of content that I really want to do for you guys. Like, I would have never thought just girls in thongs shaking ass would be, violating the sex and nudity policy, but it is, so.
And you know what's funny is that he's putting out some really bad tape and he just admitted to it. And I'll tell you why. He was the co-defendant in a SA when he was younger. So the fact that he's doing all this stuff is not good for him because he's got some things to work out. He should have been fixed by now, and he's not fixed.
Fired for going to Sasua. I lost my job to go to the zoo.
So he literally lost his job for SEX. He literally lost his channel for SEX. You can't make this stuff up.
I ain't gonna lie, it's crazy.
That's the. And then they get mad at women.
Easy as that sounds, thought of losing a job over what would be called a mid trip is kind of heartbreaking. But I just don't. I'm never doubting myself to the point to where I think that my career is over.
Thank you, Brina. A couple more likes, everybody. Just a couple more likes. Here we go.
Because I believe it's not.
You don't get 2 weeks vacation.
Okay, so basically that's it, and this is how it went down.
So you're saying I would have only had 3 excused days out of the whole year of working here? That's
in the contract, bro. Did you read when you got hired? There's usually like a book that tells you, stuff. What you can and can't do, what you do get. In fact, they tell you before you even interview what you get.
Everyone.
But that's insane, though. 3 days?
And then you go and do this. You know what I mean? You ask for 5 days off right when we let go of someone.
I know.
That you just got in a fight with. 5. That's ridiculous.
It is?
Yeah, that is ridiculous.
Like, well, they said attendance and your work performance was garbage, too. So I'm just like, I need to know is specifically
This is what being obsessed with SEX does to you. This is why we will... If this continues, this is why we will never, never, never succeed. If you prioritize SEX over career, this is what goes down. You get this.
Being terminated because of my work attendance.
This is what I was told to put down.
But you're saying I was a good worker, though. Are you saying that or no?
You get the point. Passport bros, I'm telling you, you're burning your future. Let's put it that way.
If you have the kid, but now you bring a race into it.
Okay, this guy right here will give you.
I heard Japan was in desperate need for black men.
It's proof that Japan is easy. I would not get away with this in America.
On 5 p.m. she came to my room and I already scored.
She told me to bring some rubbers and I did not have any.
I was free balling inside of her. I didn't wear a helmet or anything.
I just went to the doctor to get tested. And just like I expected, y'all, I got.
What's up, beautiful people? Welcome back.
Yep, he got. Let's listen to his story some more. Here we go. This is from Jody, the Island Girl.
I was in desperate need for black men. So me being the smart individual that I am, I went and got myself a ticket. I don't usually do stuff like this, but when the government is asking people to come there, why not? And it's really like the perfect time too, because I was about to go to DR because, you know, if you're in a drought and you got 0 hoes, the best place to go is the DR or Colombia. So instead of going to DR, I figured I would just change my flight and see what Japan's talking about. If y'all want to sit back and wait around, then that's cool. But me, I'm the type of guy, I'm going to go get it myself. Just like Young Thug said, I just needed the platform. This should also be a warning.
Just like Young Thug said, Young Thug is sitting on a 15-year half stint because he's not in prison for acting wrong. And he's literally looking up to Young Thug as a role model. Way to go.
For y'all females to do a better job trying to keep your man, because give him 5 reasons on why he shouldn't just up and leave and go to Japan. I don't really know what to expect when I get there. I just hope I can be loved and swarm with Japan ladies. I hope I can mate with most of them. I might stay there. I might end up staying there. I just want to see if this is actually true. I'm the risk taker. I'm the big dog. You guys want to sit around and hee ha ha ha, oh my God. No, I'm the one that's going to go get it. I'm going to keep you guys updated. Stay tuned. Day number 2 in Japan. I woke up kind of late, so I knew I had to catch up, so I immediately hopped on Tinder. I told her I came here yesterday, but I'm staying until next Sunday. The tension started building up, and I said I love taking control. She said she loves to be fully controlled, so I said, all right, how about whoever finishes first has to pay for our date that we had set up? All they ever use in Japan is WhatsApp or Telegram, so I immediately went to that. Around 5 p.m., she came to my room, and I already scored. Now, I knew I was going to finish first, but it doesn't matter. It's about the tension and the talking. Most of the times, the buildup is better than the actual thing. Like, you have to give her a reason to want to come over. So that's why I made it a competition. I'm not gonna lie, I was freeballing inside of her. I didn't wear a helmet or anything, but she was okay with it. So if she was to keep it,
that sounds like a leader. That sounds like a responsible man. Way to go. Let's see what happens.
that's up to her. That was my main goal anyways. I wanted to come here and start a family. All right, so after I finished that, I hopped back on the train station and I started walking the streets again, pulling out my Google Translate. I went inside this very popular club and I met this dude named Evan in like the first 10 minutes. He was also from America and he was telling me that he's been staying here for over a month and a half for free, leeching off other women. After he told me that, it's like my...
Did you hear that? He's been living there. His buddy's been living there for a year and a half, leeching off other women. What a respectable thing to do.
Third eye really open, like I really seen a vision in why I was here. He then told me that he knows a better spot that was kind of in more of a ghetto area, so we hopped on the train and we went to that area. He ended up leaving the club a little bit early because he met somebody and he sent me this. Salute to him, man. He's a star player and he's still putting up numbers in overtime.
He's still putting up numbers in overtime.
Okay, don't sub me out, coach. I need to get my stats up. I was still at the club and I made the dumbest mistake ever. I put my buffs on in the club. Mind you, this wasn't Tokyo, this was downtown. So like in Cali terms, this was not in LA where all the tourists be. This is Compton in the gutter. I'm not gonna lie, they were dancing, you probably can't see them right now. But as soon as I put them on, the whole energy in the entire club shifted. More females started coming up to me, they told me to come to the back. I was using my Google Translator. Hold on real quick, I'm so sorry, I just can't help to tell you guys that I really put that shit on. It don't matter where I'm going to, I'm gonna get fly. But yeah, so the girls were like more on me, and the guys, it was like these 4 Japan street thugs. They were just mean mugging me the whole entire time. Now they eventually left after like 30 minutes, so I thought they weren't tripping. But after I went home with my
Hazel,
girl,
you nailed it. Hazel says Japan did not ask black men to come and slut out their women. He's a liar.
bro, they was outside waiting for me. They started speaking Japan shit, and I think she was telling them to stop. She was about to cry, telling them no. I could not understand a word that they were saying, but let's just say I sprinted home. I did not take any risk. I was running in these dark neighborhoods. It was super scary, and I wasn't tripping if I didn't leave nobody because I did already score earlier in the day. But yes, the racism and envy is really starting to show. Stay tuned for day number 3. Day number 3 in Japan. Immediately off the wake up, I started farming on Hinge. I was with Tinder, but I couldn't tell if some profiles were fake or not. I met this girl that was half Japanese, half Latino, and she really spoke 3 different languages. She's from America, but she stays in Japan by herself, so I said, you gotta teach me Spanish so I can talk dirty to you in 2 different languages. She said, "You're a
Susie.
baby. I'm almost 26." So I
Susie.
said, "Make me grow up then. Show me what adults do." She stayed in a city that was not too far from my hotel.
He's for real.
I said, "All right, what day am I coming over? I'll give you home court advantage." At first, she was hesitant, but I got her phone number and I FaceTimed her, and I just slowly broke her down and convinced her. I snuck in a quick picture right before tip-off. Pay attention to the handcuffs on the bed. I'm definitely not a baby anymore. After what she did to me, I feel like a whole new man. After that, I had her take me back to my room.
So his manhood has to do with only sex.
I'm paying $1,900 for 2 weeks. It's kind of expensive, but it does come with free breakfast, and I think it's $300,000 in yen. Here is where I met this black girl named Jada walking the streets of Shibuya. She was gorgeous, so I had to approach her. She was a foreign exchange student. She was actually from Chicago. I had to sneak these pictures because I didn't want her to know anything about my journey, but this just shows me that God has a sense of humor, because me coming to Japan was like my diss track towards black women, and then he hands me the most perfect black woman I can ask for while I'm in Japan. We eventually left to get something to eat, and let me just tell you, I do put that shit on every single time. She took me back to change, and she changed at her dorm. Right here though, we went to this small lake in Shibuya. I really hope this doesn't blow up too much, because I don't know how she's gonna react if she sees this video. I had to jump in the water. I'm sorry, I couldn't help myself. It was just too tempting. I went back home to go shower right quick, and me and Jada went out again to go eat, and let's just say I put that shit on again. It's getting out of hand now. This pretty much sums up day number 3. Me and Jada went back home to our spots. We didn't do anything, and I wasn't tripping because my stuff was kind of feeling funny.
Oh shit. Keep listening, y'all.
I don't know if it was an ingrown hair or a razor bump, but I'm gonna wait it out a few days. Also, I hear a lot of you guys saying if I get married to a girl in Japan, I can get paid to live here. If me and Jada do not work out, I'm probably just gonna do that. Also, if you're stationed in Japan and you're in the military, we should link up and I should borrow your military outfit, because I heard Japan girls go crazy for a black man in the military. But yeah, stay tuned for day number 4. Day number 4 in Japan. So off the rip, I immediately woke up to some shit. This is the same one from day 2, the one I met on Tinder, and the one I was free balling inside of. Baby, I'm sure I'm pregnant. I got tested, and I'm sure I don't want to abandon my baby because of my religion, but I don't want to be bullied for giving birth to a black baby.
Damn. Got rich in the house. So basically, his whole identity is not, it's not even women. It's just sex.
Like what? I'm not even tripping if you have the kid, but now you bring a race into it? Please call me later. I'm calling her bluff on this. Like in basketball terms, if it's a foul on the play and I'm the coach, I'm challenging the play. Since I had to go through that, I didn't want to stress myself out too much, so I figured I would get out the house and treat myself. Here's what I had for breakfast / lunch. I'm not even gonna worry about that. I'm gonna call that girl tomorrow, but today I'm gonna have my fun.
Dang, that's a trip. Let me read this. Indiana mom says, I also heard that Switzerland is paying black men to leave and go back to Africa. Not sure if that is really happening or not, but it's totally believable. And Phoenix Soul, thank you so much for the super chat. Oh, wait, no, super chat, 5 USD. Shout out to all the ladies in the chat who didn't take the troll bait tonight, and to Torch for the great structured live. Hit up DJ Torch. Thank you. Thank you. Here we go.
Hit up my boy Evan from day 2 and I said, yo, what's the moves? Get me out the house before I crash out. He sent me this video. The legend himself, Evan, had to go home. Unfortunately, it was his last day in Japan. He was leeching off women for 2 months staying in Japan. He motivated me. He gave me the
leeching off women for 2 months in Japan. He is my role model, I believe that's what he said.
Confidence that I needed. Everybody please show love to Evan in the comments. I had no plans, so I went back to old reliable Mrs. Jada. We pretty much talked and just drove around for hours. The vibes was perfect.
So notice how she's taking care of him. But men are, you know, according to Kevin, are the leaders, right? But she's got all the shit.
Everything was perfect. But I told this girl so.
That's why men get mad at women, black women. It's not because you were really doing anything outrageous. It's just because you're they're looking at you as being more stable and more and more substantial than they are, and they see that in a bad way. That makes them feel mad, upset, and they blame you for it. And that's where the submission part disappears.
So many lies, and if she sees this video, I'm pretty much, I don't around and told this poor lady that my father passed away and I got his inheritance, so I was taking a little vacation. That's how I ended up here. That actually did work. I done talked myself into get some sympathy coochie, but my stuff was feeling funny, bro. I don't know what it is. I think, like, you know, if you go so hard the night before, it gets a little bit swollen. I think that's what it is. I really don't think I have anything. So I didn't want to touch her just
Ladies, be careful out there.
in case if I had anything, because I actually care about this girl. So I said the best cop-out answer ever. I told her, I don't want to make love with you yet because I don't want you to think that I'm just here for that. If you're a man and you
he's here just for that,
turn down buns, every single day after that, it's going to be there automatically. This was the best thing I could have ever said. And plus my mind wasn't in the right place since that little baby incident happened. But stay tuned for day number 5.
in just 3 days, he's literally made somebody possibly pregnant, and he got burned. Sounds like he's doing great.
Day number 5 in Japan. Y'all remember this from day 4? You guys helped me realize that she tried to pin a baby on me. It takes at least 6 days for the baby to fertilize and for the test to pop up positive, and it's only been 2 days. So you know I had to troll. She texted me back 4 hours later and said, if you didn't cooperate, you would think you should have stayed in America.
Dang.
Like, is that really a threat? Because I'm not.
That doesn't sound very submissive to me. I don't know about you folks in the chat, but that doesn't sound submissive to me.
Putting up with your fake baby? Now here's the bad news. The black girl I met, Mrs. Jada, she found my one of y'all little sneaky femboys sent her my videos. There's a lot more stuff you can do for money, bae. I know, just chill on me, bae. LMAO, so are we not compatible? I don't know, it just threw me off, to be honest, but I like looking at you. You can look at me all day, that's not the problem. You just have to gotta look past my other character. No, I can't be sitting out here and my man's posting that shit. Bro, I can't get her back now. You guys f***ed off everything. So yeah, anyways, after that, I went to this little car pop-up show.
Oh, he's mad at everybody else for his lie getting out. I mean, the truth getting out, actually.
Some Asian girl approached me. I wasn't even in the right mind space, but I still took her under my wing. You guys don't realize how sneaky I have to be when I make these videos. I'm not finna approach them like, oh yeah, I'm on my journey trying to make babies and start families in Japan. I checked up on the homie Evan right quick, and he sent me this video. It turns out he didn't even go back to America. He went to another different part of some Asian shit. So yeah, he's living life. I'll tag him in the comments. You guys need to tell him to start making content. Here's me in Tokyo with the girl that I met at the car pop-up. I'm not showing faces no more because y'all are weirdos, but after we hung out, I took her back to my hotel and I her shit. I was low-key doing a little bit too much, but I had so much anger built up, like you have to understand me. She's lucky I wore a helmet because my stuff was kind of feeling funny still. But if it wasn't feeling funny, I know she would make a great mother. That pretty much wraps up the night. Stay tuned for day number 6. Day number 6 in Japan. I went downstairs for some good eats. I'm paying a lot for my hotel, but if I can get this every morning for free, I'm not really tripping. I paid to ride these bikes that they had going on for tourists. It was super fun, but it was super long and hot. I was drained right after this. I took a nap and I woke up super late, so I hopped on Bumble. A lot of people are saying that this is the best app for Japan. I got this one girl's number, so I said, hey. She said, hello, baby. Do you have any black in you? Haha, no, baby. I'm completely Japanese. Do you want black in you tonight? I'm glad to hear that. This translation be inaccurate sometimes, but I think she said yes because she put the heart emoji and the eyes emoji. This is proof that Japan is easy. I would not get away with this in America. She told
So I don't want to hear any men saying that women are 3 or 4s anymore, okay? Just wanted to throw that out there. Here we go.
me to bring some rubbers, and I did not have any, so I went downstairs and this is all they had. So yeah, I cracked her at her place. And at first I had on the rubber, but I took it off. And I think it was just so good that she didn't even realize. I made a big mess. Not all of my load made it into the basket, and it was on the side of her leg, and she smeared it off, and I think she started cussing me out in Japanese. I don't know what she was saying. I was just sitting there like a sad puppy. I did not know what to say. I was scared. And then she called somebody.
Dang, yeah. And the mom says, why is he bragging? They only want him because they think he has money. Exactly.
I tried to record it a
He
little bit,
has something, but it ain't money.
but I didn't want her to catch me, so I just left it how it was. But yes, I did try to make her a mom, but I got caught up. I should have stayed inside a little bit longer. Stay tuned for day number 7.
So after a few dates with women he met
Purposely trying to impregnate women without their consent.
through dating apps, everything seemed to be going smoothly until he hooked up with someone that he did not take the proper precautions with. Fast forward a few days later, boom, he's feeling off, headaches, discomfort, you name it. And a quick visit to the local clinic in Japan confirmed that he had 2 STDs. Allegedly, this came from the same girl who claimed that she was pregnant by him.
Day 7 in Japan. A few days ago, I actually did end up taking this at-home kit to see if I got burnt, but it was too confusing, so I just went to the doctor to get tested. And just like I expected, y'all, I got. I really might have some other stuff too, because look at my lips. I refuse to let this stop me though. I understand that I'm the star player and I'm injured, but I'm still gonna carry the team and put up stats. It's crazy.
Do you hear that? I mean, he is obsessed with his stats and putting up numbers. If this is the way that I feel sorry for Passport Bros, this is sad.
Because this is the same day I got burnt, day number 2. I was so happy that I took a post-game picture. Same girl that tried to pin a baby on me is the same.
Pause it right here. Carlisle Tom says, man, when you're young, you can really do some dumb-ish. The bars. Here we go.
One that burnt me. And she's still blowing up my phone, even after I exposed her dumbass. Hey, I need to understand this. I can have a baby, but I want to get married. First it was, I don't want to have a black baby. And now I want to get married first. I don't want you to go home. Please call me baby. Bruh, leave me alone. I'm not finna be with you. First you burnt me, and then you lied about having a baby. Anyways,
Susie Bear says she probably got his STD from another Tyrone. Yep.
back to the streets I go. I stopped at this little store to get some helmets because I'm not freeballing no more. But you know I had to stop and get a little thirst trap for the gram.
Man, trouble. This is wild. This is crazy, huh?
This time I waited for a Ling Ling to come up to me. 5-minute Google Translate conversation. Boom, back to my room just like that.
Exotic STDs.
You guys can't even be mad at me at this point. There was a little obstacle during my marathon and I tripped and fell, I ain't gonna lie. But I have to get back up and finish the race. I still got numbers to put up. I'm not gonna be here forever, so I'm still gonna have my fun. And like I said, I'm a star player that's injured and my team still needs me. I'm LeBron James at 40 years old. My team still needs me. I can't.
Something the biggest problem with this is that a lot of these men, they never outgrow this. They don't outgrow this mindset. They never outgrow it. Here we go.
Cannot stop now. Stay tuned for day number 8. Day 8 in Japan. I woke up a little depressed because the news I found out yesterday, and it just now hit me in the morning after I slept on it a little bit. I didn't even want to get out the house today, but I'm still gonna go hard for y'all. So starting off with some good eats that I had for lunch. So I hopped in the taxi and went to the streets of Shibuya where all the trouble happens. Right when I got there, there was some weird parade going on. No, I had to stop and get my thirst trap. That's just mandatory. But I was really a dead man walking the whole entire time. A lot of y'all were saying to pack it up and go home. A lot of y'all were saying I'm the biggest L ever. Like, I was really sad, bro. I didn't talk to nobody. The girl.
He got burned. He got burned and he's still trying to have sex. That is just, that's dangerous. Ladies, I'm telling you, watch it out there. Fellas, watch it out there.
That were approaching me, I was turning them down. I kept walking. I was not in my right element. 30 minutes before I was about to leave, this girl approached me and she asked if I wanted to go to her pool party / photo shoot. At first, I wasn't convinced and I thought it was some type of scam, but she showed me her Instagram and she had 100,000 followers. I'm not showing it to y'all because y'all off the last girl that I met. At first, I told her no because I don't have any pool clothes, but she took me back to my room, which wasn't far. It was like 15 minutes away, and I went to change right quick. And she really had a live photo shoot. She was not playing around. Like, this was a real thing. There was all types of people there. I was networking, and a couple of people actually said that they see my series and they said they love it. So thank you to y'all. So yeah, I was a little lit. I had the munchies and there was hella food there. It went on until 2 a.m. and eventually everybody started fading away. Everybody left and it was just me alone at her house. So she asked me if I wanted to have a good time, and me being my weak-minded self, of course I said yes. And then the conversation started to get a little weird, a little deeper, and she asked if I had any kids. I said not that I know of. She said she had a special surprise for me, so she took me to this place and she said pick whichever one I want. Now I'm not gonna lie, I was looking for like 10 minutes and I seen a little schoolgirl outfit with a skirt. So I grabbed I say here, this is the one. But then the weirdest thing happened right when it was about to get good, bro. I kid you not, I could not get up. I don't know what was wrong with me. This never happened to me ever. I never had this problem. I've always been young and full of testosterone. I don't know if it was the role play. I don't know if it's because I got burnt. I don't.
Probably because of both, but yeah. I mean, that's somebody telling you to stop. That's what it is. Phoenix Soul says, I had a 60-year-old Dusty introduce himself to me as Hot Chili. So yeah, some stay in that mindset.
I don't know, but it was just so frustrating and embarrassing. I ended up just going home and I sent her this message. She said, don't feel stressed about it. I hope to see you soon. I don't know, man. I understand every star player has a bad game, but this was not good for me at all. This really messed with my confidence and my mental. But let me know where I should go next after I'm done with Japan. And let me know if I should go live or make a YouTube or a Twitch or anything like that. I read every single comment. Stay tuned. Day 9 in Japan. Woke up pretty late, so I immediately texted the model that I met last night. I said, good afternoon, LOL, how'd you sleep? I slept well. Do you want to meet today? I said yes, and she said, okay, I think I'm really crazy about you. I think we're meant to be, but I have to tell you something first. And I sent her the picture of me getting burnt, and she said, I'm confused. So I told her what I had.
He sent a picture to her of his STDs. He broke his D.
Look, man, I know it was probably a bad move, but I couldn't hide it forever. I lost a great star player on my roster. She left me on red, and it looks like I'm not getting her back. I'm just taking L's so far, and I'm starting to get homesick. It doesn't matter how sad I am, I'm still gonna put that shit on and get the thirst trap for Instagram. That's just mandatory. The main reason why people don't like me in Japan is because of my fits. I don't think it's because I'm black, it's because I put on dog shit every day. A lot of people think Japan is straight W's, but I'm fully transparent and I'm here to tell you it's not like that. Here's proof that I do take L's.
Hey, how are you doing? What's your name?
Christina.
Christina?
Yes.
How old are you?
Me?
Yeah.
I'm old now.
You're old now? That's good.
Notice this feminine vibe, folks.
Is it okay if I have your phone number?
Why?
So we can hang out and be friends.
Oh,
Yeah.
sorry.
No?
Oh.
All right, have a good day.
Have a good day too.
I checked on Evan from day 2 for y'all, and he's doing his thing right now. He's in the Philippines. I convinced him to start making content, so I'm gonna tag him down below. Yeah, I ain't really do much today.
Yeah, exactly why I seek knowledge. At least he's honest. He was honest about it. But the problem is why he's seeking knowledge. He had already slept with her. So that's why she was so pissed.
Took a rest day, but I will be back, so stay tuned. I've been in Japan for 10 days. I caught 2 STDs, chlamydia and gonorrhea. I have it. Let's talk about it, and let's rate it 1 through 10. Starting off with side effects and symptoms, I have lower abdomen pain, which varies on and off, and it feels like I have to pee nonstop, but nothing comes out, and when I do pee, it burns like lava. And I also have flu-like symptoms such as headaches, sore throats, and dizziness. The pain is pretty bad, but
Really sick.
still function, so I would rate it about 6.5 out of 10. Let's break down the physical aesthetics. I have redness, soreness, and inflammation, and I've been waking up with a lot of discharge. It's very uncomfortable, does not look pleasant at all. 10 out of 10. Let's talk about
And he still had sex. So ladies, watch it out there.
the only good thing that came from it, which is the exposure. It's been putting a lot of people on notice, making them do better, and it hit everywhere. Even hit Black Twitter, and my whole entire family has seen me in this terrible state. I've been getting made fun of a lot all across the internet, but you know what they say, all exposure is good exposure, so 7 out of 10. All around, I would rate this experience a 5 out of 10. I hope it doesn't happen to me again, but it was a great learning experience. Nah, but all jokes aside, I didn't do anything for day 10. I'm not feeling too good, I'm not gonna lie to you guys. But I did go and get my antibiotics, which is a good thing. Tell me why I'm just not finding out that Japan is paying people $75,000 yearly just to have a kid and live there. This is my last chance. I'm crashing out. I'm calling out everybody. If you're a girl in Japan and you want to have a kid with me so we can have a good life, let's do it. Everything is for educational purposes, TikTok. I don't know what's next for me, y'all, but stay tuned. What does my meat look like? Medium rare. Torn ACL out for 2 months. I look like Cuffham. Day 11, I don't know.
That's pretty bad, folks. That's the life of a passport bro. And, you know, quite honestly, I mean, he would be rated as one of, you know, as a Austin Holloman. So I think, quite honestly, he's an honest version of Austin Holloman because he tells you the bad parts. I'm sure that AH probably got burned himself a couple times, but just didn't tell anybody. You know, that's what's going on. Into the download portion. Here we go.
So imagine meeting a guy at the gas station. You invite him back to the house to engage in some adult activities. He accepts the offer, comes to the house, participates in adult activities with you and multiple other people in the home. And then he decides to come back to attempt to end your life so no one finds out about it. Well, allow me to introduce you to Devon Robinson. So on May 25th of 2019, a group of black young LGBTQ members took a trip to the gas station corner store in their local neighborhood in Detroit, Michigan. So upon them arriving to a store, they saw a local boy that they knew from school in the neighborhood who would later on be identified as Devon Robinson inside of the store. I am going to post the link in the description box so you guys can watch the full trial. You guys will also be able to see the surveillance video from the gas station on the night of the event where he met the group of LGBTQ members inside of the gas station.
By the way, this part of the video live stream is called When Being Down Low Goes Wrong.
Oh yes, he left a paper trail, baby. So upon making eye contact with Devon Robinson in the store, the group of LGBTQ members had already identified him as what we know to be trade. And for y'all who don't know what trade is, trade in the LGBTQ community typically means a masculine black man who may engage in gay sexual activities but doesn't classify as gay. He isn't known as gay. He isn't looked at as gay. He's viewed as a heterosexual man. Trade is
This is the trade right here. So he looks like just a normal guy. He's hard, you know. He's homophobic.
Also known as a heterosexual man who would exchange sexual favors for money, for gifts, for whatever. That's the definition of trade. So from the time the group of friends arrived in the gas station, they're kind of making eye contact with Devon Robinson, flirting with him, attempting to get his attention. As most download men do, he's kind of just brushing it off. You know, he's in front of the cashier. He can't really do
so. Look pretty gay to me.
Too much. So boom, he walks outside of the store. The group of friends are outside of the store, I guess, waiting on him. So the transgender woman, Paris Cameron, had the conversation with Devon Robinson. Now, we don't know exactly what they talked about, but based off the conversation that we saw, she invited him back to the house with her and her friends. After that, we see her and her friends leave in their vehicle. Devon Robinson starts walking down that way. So we're going to fast forward. Devon Robinson pulls up to the house that the transgender woman Paris Cameron and her friends are at. Now, I forgot to mention that when they entered the store, Devon Robinson was making jokes with the cashier, just telling him, hey, it's just a group of gay guys, it's just gay people, nothing serious. So he knew who they were. And then later on, you'll figure out if you watch the actual trial that he went to school with a couple of the guys. So based off the testimony of one of the surviving witnesses, when Devon Robinson arrived to the house, he engaged in oral sex with multiple people in the house. So even though he was invited to the house by the transgender woman, Paris Cameron, when he got to the house, he engaged in sex with multiple people. Not only Paris Cameron, which was the transgender woman, he engaged in oral sex with about 4 or 5 different gay men as well. Please remember that, because that's going to go back to something that I said in my previous loyalty video. Down low men have no loyalty. But yeah, he engages in sexual activity with 4 or 5 different people in the house.
Down low men have no loyalty. Remember that. And all the men that we have gone over have cheated or have multiples.
The sexual activity, he goes downstairs, he's about to leave. All the LGBTQ friends are sitting in the living room. Based off what they're saying, they're making jokes about how, girl, we just got this trade. Girl, we got him to do whatever he wanted. He came in here and had a blast with us. And Devon Robinson is hearing all this as he's leaving. So the surviving witness said that when Devon Robinson was leaving, he mentioned, y'all will see me again. But they never thought too much about it. They just thought, he'll be back for another party, girl. He's going to come back and get us live. So Devon Robinson leaves the house. He lives right down the street. This is his neighborhood. This is where he grew up and this is where he went to school at. So he leaves. He comes back 15 minutes later.
That girl's in the house.
And opens fire on the whole house, attempting to end the lives of everyone in that house who was a witness to him basically attending a gay sex party. As a result of...
tell you, these are the same men that are in all those red pill channels. These are the same men. This dude right here, he is the perfect candidate for those channels. If you go there, there will be men just with his mindset in those channels. In DD's channels, MTR's channels, the Kevin Samuels channels, which are like thousands of channels of dudes doing Kevin Samuel rewinds and all that kind of shit. Men just like this.
This Timothy Blanchard, Alante Davis, and Paris Cameron lost their lives that night to Devon Robinson. He also attempted to end the lives of 2 other people that were in the house, but they both managed to survive. So now I've given you the story. Now let's get into a few things. First of all, as LGBTQ members, we have got to use our common sense when dealing with these men, especially down low men.
Notice how down low men are probably the most dangerous men in the community, because they obviously, if they're down low, they're obviously not cool with their sexuality, which is a part of themselves. And just like anybody who's not happy with something they're about, whether it's their skin, whether it's their height or something, but mostly their sexuality, they're not happy people. They're not happy people. And you could kind of, and that's why I wanted to make sure I did this video, to show you the difference. Just to make sure you know who DL men are and to keep your radar up, because they are very dangerous. DL and GAY are 2 completely different things. Okay, the guy is GAY and is fine with it. He's not nearly as dangerous as a DL person who has these issues they need to work through, and many times it's through promiscuity, it's through anger, it's through disrespecting women because their competition, remember now, secretly, secretly, I mean, up front, he's acting like he likes women, but secretly, women are his competition. Get it? Let's keep it going.
This was extremely irresponsible. This was not safe. There has got to be some level of discretion that we have when messing with down low men. Because you have to...
I'm going to stop it there.
Hey you guys, welcome back to my channel. This is Empress Radio. So Jasmine Brown responded after the news broke last night that Cam Newton was intimate with other women during their relationship, and her response surely doesn't surprise me, you know, what she's had to say. So she said, "Child, here come the just checking on your DMs. I am fine. Trust me. I know who and what my nigga is. Ain't no secrets or surprises."
That's the point. He ain't your nigga. He's not. If what's the point of calling somebody your man if they're not your man? And that's the weirdest thing.
He can talk to me about anything. She says, quote, "Why not just be single if you're going to cheat?" She said, "I feel you. However, men just be one to F. Once they do that, they're back to temporarily thinking straight. It's real ghetto out here. I get it. I don't blame y'all for wanting to be single, but if you spend enough time talking to men about this topic, you'll see that it's not as shocking as it may seem." So that's what she had to say. You know, it appears that they have some type of understanding, you know, like there's nothing to get all up in arms about. Like, you know, if you do, it seems like, you know, you do you.
Exactly, you're right. They, rat girl, they are the hostile red pill types. Exactly.
Come back to me and come back home type thing. So whatever. I mean, what can I say? So yeah, some of the comments say, "I feel bad for women that love someone so much they allow themselves to be hurt and disrespected." Someone said, "Couldn't imagine rubbing a man back every night before he goes to sleep just as long as he comes home to me." Someone says, "She's got to be a Taurus respectfully. Is she not embarrassed? I don't ever want to be this strong. Trust me, sis, this ain't it."
So is this what feminine and friendly has to offer? Where the part of submission means that you allow your man to sleep around? What kind of, then he's not your man. It'll get old for her because she's wasting her. She wasted everything. Don't get me wrong. If he was a cool guy and he cared about her and everything, you take that chance. But as much as he might look like he's a high value man, for women, he's not. He's only high value. I don't even know if she really gets that much from him. She probably has her own job. That's cold.
I get it. You want to seem more understanding than his previous women, thinking it'll set you apart somehow, make him stay. However, please trust me when I say fooling yourself into thinking this is what you want will only hurt you in the long run. Please get your ducks in a row and leave that man. You deserve a man that desires you and wants only you. Someone says she's not a victim, she's a volunteer. If he truly loves you, he would never cheat on you. Someone said whatever helps you sleep at night, boo. She said all that to just basically say she's a bozo. Someone says she has no self-respect and I don't feel bad for her. She obviously loved her life. Someone said, it's because he has money. Someone says she's very
You think she has money. You'd be surprised.
understanding. I F with it. Of course, a man would say that. Someone says she said mind our business. Someone said a secure queen.
Way. Future said he spends $3 million a year just on chasing women. What makes Cam any different? They seem to be in the same category. So what and he's got like 3 women, I think, that have kids for him, or is it 4? I think it's 4. And he's got like 8 kids. That really bites in, especially after you stopped playing football. That really bites into that budget.
Queen. So this is the interview in question.
Gonna tell me you up in one person. It's not finna happen.
No. See, you're trying to deflect back to me.
No, I would never do you like that. I got respect for you.
No, here.
But you didn't answer that for a reason.
No. Understand.
See, so I think Cam, I'm not saying he is, but if I had to go on a hunch, I feel that Cam hasn't worked out his sexuality issues, and that's why he cannot be loyal, along with being having other mental issues, which I will spin um, now, and basically he could be DL. He could be DL. I think he could be. If you think he could be DL, put a 1 in the chat. If you think he can, you think that he's pretty much just being a male, 304, go ahead and pop that in there too. Let me see if I can find that video. Yeah, I thought I put it in here. Yeah, let's see if I put it in here. So yeah, um, definitely. I mean, because it's the lack of respect he shows women. I'm sorry, there's no nice way of cheating on a woman, and vice versa. But there's no nice way to cheat on a woman and them to like that. And there's no, he shows no. I guarantee you, it's more than one woman he's cheated on her with. And I think it's like it's to the point where it's counterproductive. Let's put it that way. Let's put it that way. That's how I feel about it. I think I'm gonna end this show with this right here. Here we go. Let me go forward.
And if y'all have done that, so
listen close.
Man, it seems like it's all coming out now, man. Like, share, subscribe, ring the bell so that you guys will get the updates when I release the video. All you gotta do is hit the subscribe button. After you hit it, you'll see a bell. Click that bell, and then you gotta hit the all button. That way y'all will get all the updates. And if y'all have done that, salute to all of y'all who have done that. And make sure y'all press 2 in the comment section. Let me get a mic check real quick. Let me know y'all can hear me. Press the number 2 in the comment section, man. Shout out to Iman, Belinda, Lisa, Drew, Alden, Isaiah, Trent, Game, Slim, Sheila, Auntie, Barbara, Protagonist,
Okay,
Jeremy,
wait. Let me go
Bullish,
forward.
Wisdom, Randy.
This is from
Leon,
TikTok TV.
with an older man.
Okay, let me go back.
Drag right now, bro. Boy, they cooking her 3 the hard way right now online. As Kiki, Shay, Derek, Mark Dizzle, Belinda, salute to you, baby. All right, y'all can hear me? All right, man, listen, man. Boy, Kiki Palmer online getting dragged right now, bro. Boy, they cooking her 3 the hard way.
This is ugly. Keep listening.
Right now online. As Kiki Palmer has just come out and basically admitted to what was an inappropriate relationship with an older man at her only age, you know what, on the screen. And basically, according to the report, it said the power dynamic harmed me. As we get into this report, according to the reports, it says Kiki Palmer regrets dating an older man when she was only blank. It says admitting the romance was inappropriate. She said, I quote,
That, I mean, quite honestly, it's not her responsibility. The older man should not have been with her at all.
obviously, I shouldn't have been blank years old dating no 20-year-old. But in my mind, it was like I got a full-time job. Can't nobody understand me but a grown man. Right? She told that to people on Today. Kiki became romantically involved with an unnamed man when she was starring on the hit Nickelodeon sitcom True Jackson, VP. And let me tell y'all something. Kiki saying this, and notice they said the unnamed man. With everything that's going on right now, as far as the industry getting busted up, all these lawsuits coming out and things like that, Kiki admitting that she was in an inappropriate situation. If that man's name gets revealed, they're going to lock his ass up. If that man's name gets revealed, they're gonna lock his ass. Somebody gonna knock on his door. That has opened up Pandora's box. Let me read that again for y'all right there. Let me read this first page again. It says Keke Palmer regrets dating an older man when she was only you know what, admitting the romance was inappropriate. Obviously, I shouldn't have been.
Well, in hindsight, of course she's going to say that. That's the weird part, is why is she blaming herself for really the responsibility of the 20-year-old man? That's the weirdest part. But then, you know what, something? It brought me back to this thing right here.
If you're not getting back to the child's father, how do you think you can make your asset how do you think you can make your child an asset to the kind of man you want to marry?
How can I make my child an asset?
To the kind of man you would want to marry?
I feel like I would have to train her to be an asset, as in get her ready for life in general. Put her in classes, make sure she's smart, make sure she's not, put in that time to make her a better person. Correct?
I'm asking,
am I right?
No, the question is how to make your child an asset to that man. That makes her an okay person. But how can you adopt? And this is a question all women are going to have to answer for themselves. How are my children benefiting you as my husband?
Did you hear what he just said? Keep listening.
I never thought about that.
Well,
she was never supposed to think about that.
And that's the problem.
What would you suggest? I'm just wondering because
I would say it's going to be extremely difficult. But what I would suggest is women who actually think about it from the man's side, understanding that my child today is a liability because it costs. So number one, is she well-mannered, well-behaved, smart, taken care of? Does she understand, and do I really believe that you're going to come second to my husband?
This is what manipulation is all about. This is the definition of manipulation.
Is my husband going to come first? Or is it we're a package deal? If you're a package deal, that's no deal. I'll be honest, it's a package deal, that's no deal, because let's say you and I were to get married, you got a daughter, right? Mm-hmm. Let's say we have 2 kids together. Mm-hmm. And your child is 5. So 10 years from now, your daughter comes home and says, Kevin touched me, looked at me getting out of the shower. What happens next?
The relationship would have to end.
Huh?
That's not something the relationship would end immediately.
Because your daughter said I looked at her getting out of the shower. Kevin touched me, looked at me getting out of the shower. Kevin touched me, looked at me getting out of the shower. So that means
I made sure that I started this so the context of the conversation was clear. And as you can see, basically he's hypothetically coming up with this idea. Just coming up with this in a hypothetical setting is quite, what am I looking for? Disgusting. Let me keep it going.
I should never listen to it. That means I should avoid women like you, because off the rip, your desire to defend your child blew up. You got 2 of my kids, and off rip, your protective instinct says everything, including those other 2 kids.
So basically what he's saying is, hypothetically, Black women are supposed to allow their new husband, okay, to SA their daughters as payment for, what are they calling it? Protection and provision. That's the deal. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for your time tonight. Oh, by the way, yeah, definitely he hits the down low meter quite hard. Let me hit the beat. Let's see where my music is at. Where is it at? Oh, here it is. Okay. Thanks, everybody. Here we go.
Money work.
All right, shout out Hazelbud, Bridget Mouton, Indiana Mom,
Money work.
Susie Bear,
Se arregla con dinero.
Rat Girl,
Money work.
Rena West,
Dormir en algún lugar.
Phoenix,
Un lugar para trabajar.
Indiana
Y si no hay para
Mom,
emigrar. Todo money, money, todo el dinero. Solo un par de gente se lleva el botín entero. Funny, funny, pasa verdadero. Si tienen lo verde siempre llegará primero. Pero llegaremos antes o después. Solo a lo suyo, que Dios te lo ve. Que por más que tarde lo veré caer. Somos más lo bueno y tenemos dinero. Ya lo veré. No vendo mi alma, lo lograré. Seré el más grande, no olvidaré de dónde vengo ni cómo fue. Money work.
coming in Richmond.
El mundo quiere dinero. Money work.
Top man travel.
Se arregla con dinero.
Having the lifestyle guy.
Money work. Yo digo las cosas como son. No quiero ninguna aceptación. Tampoco vengo a pedir perdón porque mis sentimientos se volvieron la canción. No me vale mucho como tú me ves. Sabes tú me llegas solo a los pies. Para mí ser grande es un interés. Ser un buen humano para mí es un deber. El dinero ya lo veré. No vendo mi alma, lo lograré. Seré el más grande, no olvidaré de dónde vengo ni cómo fue. Money work. El mundo quiere dinero. Money work.
Unknown. And Phoenix known.
Money work. De corazón, la plata no te hace ser feliz. Yeah, de corazón, yeah. La plata no te hace ser feliz. Money work. El mundo quiere dinero.
Thank you everyone for coming through.
Money work.
Part 2 will be coming out soon. All right, everybody.